A repeat of Northwestern Iowa, a game the Vikings won 38-13 last year, but don't expect the same. This is a very good Red Raider ball club. They're number one in the nation, giving up only 240 yards a game, number one in the nation points allowed.
Yeah, a lot of folks remember, Ken, this time last year the Vikings rolled right past Northwestern in that first-round playoff game here. But as you said, a much better team, and that's going to be pretty interesting to see the number one and number two teams squared off each other, the two defensive teams. And, I think the key for the Vikings today is going to be consistency on offense. This team, sometimes they've struggled to move the ball up and down the field during games, and other times they've exploded for 3 touchdowns in a matter of a few minutes. So do we just have to see if we can be consistent on offense today? I think good things will happen.
And I think we need to get right into this one, and I had a chance to talk to Kyle Achterhoff. He's the head coach of the Red Raiders. And, Joe, as we go through this interview, I did this on Tuesday, I said, wait a minute, are you talking about the Vikings or are you talking about your team? He said, good defense that makes big plays and an inconsistent offense. So it sounds like these teams kind of mirror each other. And you're right. When our offense gets rolling, they can score 28, 35 points in a quarter.
Yeah, they can, and we've seen that happen. We've seen where we had 3 or 4 free 7 points maybe at halftime and then just completely explode in the second half and take control of the game. So this should be an interesting matchup. Looks like a pretty good crowd from Northwestern Iowa, so this should be a good football game.
And let's get into it. Kyle Achterhoff, he's the coach of the Red Raiders. Now visit with him on our pregame show in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network. Hey, Brad. I guess I just time them. Just getting the last few seconds of it. That's all right. On the Viking pregame show, I want to visit now with Kyle Achterhoff. Kyle is the head coach at Northwestern Iowa. And, Coach, again, congratulations making the NEI playoffs. It's always a special time. And here we go, a second year in a row, same matchup. But, again, congratulations. It's tough to be one of the 16, isn't it?
Yeah, Ken, it really is. It's an honor to be in the playoffs. It's a tough road. Everybody's in good conferences, and I think parity in the NEI is like it's never been. So just to get in is an honor, and it's good to be back in Marshall, Missouri, playing this very good Missouri Valley College team, and we're excited for the day.
Now, maybe you'd like to be playing at your place, but I understand last week you played in the snow, so you're coming a little farther south anyway. We may have rain today.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot warmer than it is in Iowa. I know that. We've been in the 20s most of the last week, and it's been cold at practice, but I think the guys, even though it might be wet, I think they're looking forward to some warmer temps.
Coach, let's talk about your ball club. First of all, defensively, you only give up 14.7 points a game, and that's tops in the country. A fantastic defense. You have, first of all, the Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, Greg Hagstead he's a senior leader, captain on our defense, and he's had a tremendous year. Greg is a guy that may be a little bit undersized at the linebacker in terms of weight, but he is long and rangy and has done a great job in our blitz packages. I think he has 7.5 sacks on the year, and he's great in coverage and just an all-around solid player. So it was a nice honor for him to get that GPAC Defensive Player of the Year.
5 first-team defensive players in the GPAC. And how about Justin Woolard? 9 interceptions. Your team has 23 picks, so if you do allow him to throw the ball, if you're not sacking him, you're picking the thing off.
Yeah, our secondary has played really, really well, especially both of our corners. Justin with 9, and he has had multiple interception-type games where teams have just tried to test him a little bit, and he's made plays on the ball. And he has a lot of passes defended as well as those interceptions. And then on the other side, Jermaine Ambrose, he's gotten a lot of attention because teams throw away from Justin, and he's made some a lot of interceptions. I think he's got 6 on the year from the other cornerback position. So those guys have done a great job. Obviously, your pass defense is a lot better when you're getting pressure on the quarterback, and that's happened a lot this year.
Craig Broodsma leads your offense at quarterback. Jesse Riley over 700 yards rushing, and Ben Green, a very good receiver. So, Coach, you've got some weapons on that side of the ball too, don't you?
Yeah, our issue most of the season has just been consistency offensively. We've grown, we've gotten better throughout the year, and Craig is a guy that manages the game really well and doesn't make mistakes. But we have a couple other quarterbacks that have gotten some experience this year, and sometimes we bring those guys into the game to get a spark. But Craig has just played solid most of the football season, and he's got weapons to throw to. We obviously Ben Green is the all-conference player, and he makes some phenomenal catches for us, big play kind of guy. But we have some other guys, including a couple tight ends, that are starting to get involved a little bit more late in the season, and I think that balance between the pass and the run has allowed Jesse Riley and even our other running back Paul Hudson to have some really nice ball games. And we know that offensively we need to be balanced to keep good defenses kind of off balance.
Coach, these teams kind of mirror each other from just what we've been talking about. You rely a lot on your defense to come up with a big play, and you need more consistency out of your offense. And once your offense, like the Viking offense, gets on a roll, they can score a lot of points. So it sounds like these two teams kind of mirror each other this year.
There is a lot of similarities in these two teams. Just very good in terms of the defensive play all season long, great consistency, causing turnovers. Really by both teams, and offensively, what we've been impressed with this Missouri Valley offense is their athleticism, their receivers, their backs. They can make big plays, and like you said, once they get on a roll, they can rack it up in a hurry. So it's going to be a huge challenge for our defense.
That's Kyle Achterhoff. He is the head coach of the Red Raiders of Northwestern Iowa out of Orange City, Iowa. If you wonder where that is, it's north of Sioux City, northeast of Sioux City, Iowa, and pretty much parallel and a little southeast of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, so nestled in that far corner of Iowa. They're 8-2 on the year, 8-1 in conference play. Their only loss to fourth-ranked Morningside. Well, we're going to talk to a couple of the Viking captains, the quarterback, Bruce Reyes, and defensive captain Michael Barnes. Those interviews coming up in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
Big 21 is
On the pregame show, visiting with a couple of our captains, Michael Barnes on the defensive end, Bruce Reyes on the offensive end. And Mike, we'll start with you this time. Lead the team in tackling. I'll tell you what, this defensive unit's gotten better and better as the years gone by.
Yeah, we have. We've been getting better and better. We've been sound, like, with our defense. The younger guys are starting to pick it up and starting to get more entwined with the defense and understanding the calls and the fits and where they're supposed to be at on run plays and pass plays and everything. So I feel like we're starting to click a little better at the right time, going into playoffs this time. The defense is a strong output, during playoffs. They say defense wins championships. So I feel like that since now we're starting to click and starting to get rolling, it's a great time to keep it going.
You're leading this team in tackles. You've had a couple of big ball games from that safety spot, but that's part of your role, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's this team look at me as a very big leader, especially on defense. I'm one of the guys to make sure always stay positive and keep the guys going. And Coach Rowe and Coach Jackson and Coach Ray think so highly of me and expects just the utmost of me for every time I step on the field. So I just want to make sure I give them all every time I step on the field and leave no doubt.
How's your hand?
It's fine. It's fine. It hurts, time to time, especially now since it's been cold and everything. But I think I'll be all right.
Speaking of cold, we've got a quarterback from Texas, not used to this cold weather, huh?
No, I'm not a big fan of this weather here, and that hit me by surprise my freshman year. But I've been playing in it for a couple of years now, so you kind of get used to it after a while.
Bruce, I'm going to give you a couple numbers, and I don't know if you know this or not. As a starting quarterback in 4 years, 33-7, 4 conference championships, so you've done quite a bit for this ball club. I know your focus is on this game with Northwestern Iowa. You take a look at their defense. They get after it a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, they run a very unique defense. We've never really seen a defense like this year, especially coverage-wise. They run a little bit different coverage than what we've seen before. We've seen their type of defense that they run with their front seven, but the secondary-wise is a little bit different, and they do it very well. So it's going to be a struggle at first, I think, but after a while we'll end up getting after them.
Now, you distribute the ball to a lot of different receivers, but I know probably your favorite, obviously, is Jarrell Davis. And I'll tell you, Fuentes has made some big catches for you. You laugh when I say Jarrell, though. You like to see that ball in his hands, don't you?
Well, it's just, I don't want to say it's game plan, but it's just, he's a defensive nightmare. And even when we go against our own defense, it's pretty fun to get the ball to Jarrell just because he's very quick and he likes to, juke moves and make people miss, and it's funny. You should actually hear him run with the ball. He makes sound effects as he's running, so no one ever gets to hear that because of the crowd, but it's hilarious in practice.
All right. What's the key then to knocking off this team today, for you offensively?
I would say probably not turn the ball over. I've kind of struggled in that area this season. I was very surprised at myself. I had a goal set, and I blew that goal out of the water like game 3. So, but, playoffs is a whole different season now, so it's like the season starting over again. So, just limit the turnovers would help us a lot.
All right, buddy. That's Bruce Reyes. He's one of the captains. And what's the key against this offense, Mike?
Just basically stopping what they like to do. They're a very run-oriented offense, so we have to stop them. Or what we do, we have to have a dive player, we have to have a quarterback player, we have to have a pitch player for every running game that they have. And then when it comes to third downs, it's just about getting off the field. Third downs is a huge down inside the playoffs. We get off the field, we get the offense the ball back, and we can get a chance to score points on special teams or offense. So stopping the running game and getting off the field on third down is our big key thing for this game.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a heck of a run. 4 years in a row, you won the conference. 4 years in a row in the playoffs. 4 year starters. Michael Barnes, Bruce Reyes, you've been a big part of this team. We're glad to have you with us on the pregame show today. And we'll be back, and we're going to talk to Monty Rowe. He's the one that puts this defense together. The Vikes are second in the country in points allowed, right behind this Red Raider team. And we'll talk it over with Coach Rowe in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports
with Agri-Service in it.
Monty Rowe joins us before this ball game. Coach, as the defensive coordinator of the Vikings, you've taken a look at this Northwestern Iowa ball club, and it's a pretty good football team, isn't it?
Yeah, they're very good. They're great at executing their offense. They have a good portion of their offense is the option game, so we've got to be ready to defend the 3 phases of the option, the dive, quarterback, and pitch.
And we talked about this. You said if you don't wrap up, they're going to get that extra yard or two. This Green, their number 1 pass receiver, they catch the football, don't they? They're a good, fundamentally sound ball club.
Definitely. All the running backs we've seen on film run the ball extremely well, and they fight for that extra yard. And Green just makes a lot of tremendous catches. You know, we've seen him make one-handed catches down the sideline and keep his feet in bounds and he does a really good job. He's a good player.
Coach, you'd like to take that 38-13 score from last year and hide it from all your players so they wouldn't even see that, wouldn't you?
Definitely. We get a little worried about being overconfident coming into this year, but we're trying to let the guys know that we have to execute, and it's not this. It has a lot of the same guys, but it's not the same team that we played against last year. They're a good football team, and we're going to have to play well to beat them.
Going back to last week for a moment, Ty Phillips, All-American. Wow, did he have a game? You probably don't see many performances like that.
I haven't. He's just a tremendous player. He does things that I haven't seen other players do. He took over that game against Baker. He made huge plays for us. He's just a great player. He's a great athlete. He's a great kid, and we're just so happy to have him.
Coach, we're talking about your defense as a whole. This team now they make some big plays, don't they?
Yeah, well, we need to make big plays because we're probably not as consistent as we've been in the past in all the phases. But this unit seems to come up with some big turnovers at some key times, and that's what wins a lot of games. So we got to keep creating turnovers and making things happen. We always talk about making things happen instead of watching things happen.
And today might be a little bit different from that. You're going to have to be fundamentally sound because this team will take what they give you then, right?
Definitely. If we do not play assignment football and we put two guys on the dive, the quarterback will hurt us. If we put two guys on the quarterback, the dive will hurt us. If we don't have a pitch player, obviously the pitch will hurt us. So we've got to be sound and disciplined.
Coach, fun to be in the playoffs again, though, isn't it?
It's great.
All right, that's Monty Rowe. We'll be back and visit with Coach Baltroth in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network. Joins us just moments away from the start of this playoff game. And, Coach, before we talk about Northwestern Iowa, let's go back to last week, a big win on the road against a very good Baker team. And we saw every kind of play in that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, both teams went into the game. Both teams had to win to keep playing, and so there was a lot on the line. And Baker's a good football team, but we got some big plays early that were enough to kind of get us some momentum. And then, Dan came in and hit that big game-winning field goal there at the end. That was a huge kick, but real happy for our players, and of course, we're excited to still be playing.
Malachi Daniels, over 100 yards rushing. You love to see that, don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can run the ball, everything gets easier. So I thought the offensive line did a good job, and Malachi ran hard, and we needed every bit of what we got. When you play good football teams, you gotta execute, you gotta do things well, and take every advantage you can get.
Now this Northwestern Iowa ball club, a lot of names from last year, but still, this is a much improved ball club.
Yeah, I think without question. I mean, you look at their defense right now is ranked number 1 in the NAIA and points allowed and total defense. So, and they've got 7, I think, returning starters. So it's a lot of the same names. They're just playing much more effectively. They play hard. They play a lot of man-to-man. They bring a lot of pressure. They have not given up very many points. So it's going to be a tremendous challenge to go against them. On the offensive side, they've got several guys back from last year. They lost a little bit more on that side of the ball, but they're just very efficient at what they do. They want to run the ball, run a little bit of option at you, and they're going to let their real good defense just limit the other team's opportunities and wait for you to make a mistake. So that's going to be the big challenge.
I had to look at that stat a couple of times last night. 22 interceptions, and they give up 240 yards a game. That's a good defense.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they get ahead of teams, and then teams have to throw, and they're picking balls off. So, when you play man-to-man and bring a lot of pressure, you're going to get a lot of sacks. You're going to get some bad throws. They're going to give you a chance to pick the ball. So that's going to be real important. We can't fall behind these guys very much, and because they're tough to come back on with their defense.
Coach, you really don't change anything, though, this time of year, do you?
No, you just feature different parts of your offense and different things defensively. I mean, you kind of, by now your team's kind of developed an identity, and you do what you do. You just try to do the things that you do well, that work well and match up with what you're seeing. So then it just comes down to the team that executes the best.
So there you have Coach Paul Troth, and the last thing he said, probably the key to the game. Whoever executes the best is going to move on to the playoffs. We are about 3 minutes away from the first round of the NAIA playoffs. This is one of 16 games going on one of 8 games going on this afternoon. 16 teams in the playoffs. I'll take a look at that entire schedule, and we'll get you set for this one in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network. You got to do that. That's just the way we roll. Well, here are the matchups today. Valley State, North Dakota at Carroll. They're number 1 in Montana school. Langston, Oklahoma is at number 2 Grandview in Des Moines. Campbellsville, Kentucky at St. Xavier, Illinois in Chicago. Ottawa's at Morningside today in Sioux City. Northwestern, of course, here. Faulkner, Alabama at Lindsey Wilson, Kentucky. Georgetown, Kentucky at Marion, Indiana, and Indianapolis. And Mid-American Nazarene make that long trip to Southern Oregon. 8 teams will head into play next week, and hopefully the Vikings will be one. Joe, I think the Viking offense has to be consistent, eliminate the turnovers against a defense that doesn't give up much. They have 22 interceptions. Bruce is going to have to take care of the football today.
Well, he is, and I think one thing, Ken, that was very encouraging in that win last week at Baker, Malachi Daniels ran for over 100 yards. We had the running game going probably as effectively or better than we have most times during the season. So that was good to see. We've got to mix that run and pass. And you're right, Bruce has to make good decisions. When he does, he's a very good quarterback.
Well, the Vikings usually win the toss. Let's see if they did again today. Yeah. And guess what? They won again.
They've got to be number 1 in the nation in coin flips. I bet no team has won more coin flips during the course of the season than the Vikings.
I don't know who calls that, but I'm going to take them to Vegas and play the roulette wheel.
Well, the visiting team called it. I mean, the visiting team normally calls.
That's right.
So.
They normally call, and we win about every time. So the Vikes will kick it off to start things. And let's take a look at this offense. A very good offense for the Red Raiders. Craig Bruinsma is the quarterback, 111 for 195 with 9 touchdowns. The big receiver is Ben Green. He's out of Sioux Falls, has 8 touchdowns. The running backs, Jesse Riley, 771 yards. And Paul Hudson out of Logan, Iowa, 641 yards. So they're pretty good. The tight end is Levi Edelman, and they've got a good offensive line led by Brandon Peckhelder. He is out of Hospers, Iowa, and he's a big one, 6'4", 257. Dan Morrow will kick it off for the Vikings. They've been a very consistent kicker, and his field goal last week at Baker put the Vikings in the playoffs. He's out of Hilmer, California. 43 out of 45 point afters, 13 out of 18 field goals. But, Joe, he kicks it into the end zone. The wind is going to be a factor. This wind coming out of the west-southwest, and it is strong today, blowing across this field.
Well, it really is, and Dan's done a good job, both or all 3, in field goals, extra points, and kickoffs. Would it not be great to see the Vikings get off to a great start like they did last week? You can't get off to a much better start than we did at Baker. Pin them down inside the 10-yard line on the first series, get a pick-6 to start the game. So let's see if the defense can come up big again this afternoon.
Darren Gentry and Josh Wilson are back deep for the Red Raiders. Red pants, white jerseys, white helmets, red numerals. The Vikings in their purple jerseys, white shorts, the best helmet in NAIA, that orange helmet with the Viking logo on the side. NAIA playoffs underway. as Morrill sends this one deep into the end zone, and the referee didn't want anything to do with that, so it'll be a touchback out to the 25. Speaking of the referee, this crew is from the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. The referee is John Bruckner, the umpire Robert Preston, head linesman Scott Strawn, line judge is Jordan Holderby, field judge is Sean Cryer, the side judge Dayton Dobrinsky, and the back judge Kyle Greenfield. They're out of the Kansas Collegiate Association. Greg Broomsma is the quarterback. Riley and Hudson are the main running backs. And on this first down play already, some movement, and they send J.C. Corsolman, the tight end, to the right side. Run it right up the middle. Nothing there. Tried to give it off to Jesse Riley, and the Viking defensive front was there, led by Ty Phillips, Kyraton Kilgore, Brad Wolf starting. The linebackers, Ricky Williams, Jacob King, Roy Hill, and Toa Hogan, Byron Evans, Jonathan Battle, Michael Barnes, and Kobe Lowe, the defensive secondary.
You'll see a lot of different people in that Viking defensive lineup. Coach Monty Rose shuffles the bodies in and out, and that's one reason he keeps fresh people in there most of the time.
Ben Green goes wide right. He's the good wide receiver out of Sioux Falls. And they want to pitch this one. Vikings blow that play up in the backfield as they tried to pitch it to a wide receiver, Landon Johnson, out of Littleton, Colorado, and he was hit back at the 21. A loss of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
That was big Kyraton Kilgore that got in there that time. Kyraton, the freshman, getting better every game. He's a 285-pounder out of Florissant. And boy, he was in that backfield to blow that play up. Good job. 3rd down, and looks like about 13.
Ball is back at the 21-yard line. And the Red Raiders going into the wind, if you will, and they want to throw, swing it out of the backfield. The Vikings should stop this play short. Ball is fumbled, and let's see who's got it at the 26-yard line. The catch was made. It was a fumble after the catch, and I believe the Vikings have it at the 26-yard line.
Jonathan Battle had it originally. It looks like Byron Evans is the guy that came out of there with it. I think Battle had it to start with. It bounced around in the bottom of the pile, and Byron Evans picked it up. So just like they did last week, the defense comes up big during that first series. Viking ball 1st and 10 at the Northwestern 27-yard line.
All right, now make him pay. Here's Bruce Reyes. Bruce, 171 out of 267. And Bruce talked to us about his interception. Not pleased with what he's done. 18 touchdowns, but 17 picks. He averages 208 yards a game, and he'll start this one with trips to the left side and empty backfield. Now Malachi Daniels comes back in the shotgun, works to the right side. They give him the football. No, Bruce going to keep it. Bruce up the middle of the 15-yard line, hit hard, but that should be a 12-yard gain and a 1st down. Little option read there, and Bruce decided to keep it. Pulled it back from Malachi Daniels, went to the right side, picks up 12 and a 1st down to the 15-yard line.
Good decision that time by Bruce because the defense swarmed towards Malachi. Bruce had a lane off the right side. Good decision to start the game, and that's enough for a 1st down.
At the 15-yard line, right hash mark. And back to throw, Reyes over the middle. That ball is caught at the 10, and that is Dylan McDaniel who makes the catch. A nice little throw over the middle, safe play. 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Jermaine Ambrose there in coverage for Northwestern, but that's a good 1st down gain. So Vikes down right around the 10-yard line, knocking on the door. 13 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, just underway.
Ellefson goes wide right. That's the short side of the field. The Vikings trying to take advantage of an early turnover. 2nd down and 5. Reyes wants to throw. Blitz is on, throws, and he tried to get it to Jarrell Davis. The blitz was coming, and he looked right, threw it back left. Jarrell got his hands on it, couldn't hang on. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line.
That was a screen play, but they didn't have time to get the screen set up. A lot of pressure that time by Northwestern, and Bruce had to get rid of that ball quicker than he wanted to. Jarrell was there, but didn't quite have the wall set up, didn't have time to look the ball in. So big 3rd down play here. See if the Vikes can keep this drive alive. You'd like to come away with 6 on this opening drive after the big break.
Sam Van Ginkel was leading the pressure. 3rd down and 5 from the 10-yard line, and they do want to hand the ball out. Bruce throws it in the end zone. The catch is made for the touchdown. Oh, what a catch by McDaniel. He went up, defender right on him, made the catch in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Viking.
That was a great. Bruce threw the ball. He threw it up in the air away from the defender. Pretty good coverage, and boy, what a job by Dylan McDaniel. He went high in the air, pulled that one down, and that's got to be a highlight reel play for that young man, one of the best plays we've seen him make all year.
And again, as we told you, the Red Raiders playing a lot of man-to-man defense, and that was man-to-man coverage, and he just took it away from the defender. The Vikings turn a fumble into an early touchdown.
Take advantage of the break. That's important.
Morrow will attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is on the way, and he booms this one almost all the way to Young Hall. In fact, it does hit Young Hall. So it's 7-0 Vikings early first quarter. 12:38 to go. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
With the big.
Good start.
That's a good throw by Bruce. He had to get it up on.
Vikings lead at 7-0. Denny Honnold, Joe, who of course now the defensive coordinator, Robert Morse in Chicago, came in for the weekend. He and Tabitha are sitting down there. He's sitting by a pretty good player that he had last year. One Tyler Davis.
Yeah, All-American TD, Tyler Day. Tyler's still in town, working at the YMCA some, and the kids out there just love him, I understand.
And TD is down there with Coach Honnold.
You know, one thing we missed this year, Coach Honnold and Coach Monty Rowe oftentimes rode home with us after road games. Really, now Coach Rowe rode with us. We're glad to have him. We're glad he continued the tradition, but we missed the other half of that duo. We missed Denny this year.
Had a lot of fun on those trips. Coach said he missed that as well. Here's the kickoff by Morrow. The Vikes, hold on. Somebody's going to have to hold the football now as it won't stay on the team. Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Missouri Valley College, and Viking Athletic Goods. All of Marshall, pleased to bring you this broadcast today on KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, and Livestream.com. And glad to have you with us, whether you're rooting for the Vikings or cheering for the Red Raiders. Glad to have you on the live stream. Chaz Matty, Janelle Garcia, and, of course, Tyrone Ritter working the live stream video feed today. Here's another booming kick, goes into the end zone and out of the end zone. So 2 for 2 is Morrow on the touchbacks. Now, he does have this wind kind of behind his back, and so the Vikes, again, push the Red Raiders back to the 25-yard line.
That ball landed about almost the same place the first kickoff did, about 8 yards deep in the end zone. So Morrow kicking it right down the middle, right on target on those first 2 kicks.
Well, the Vikes took advantage of a fumble that was recovered by Jonathan Battle and then got the touchdown to Dylan McDaniel from Bruce Reyes. Bruce now has 20 touchdown passes on the season, and he threw a strike. First down and the option play. They want to pitch the ball, and turning the corner, Jesse Riley getting decent yards across the 30 out to about the 32-yard line. Nice gain of 7 on that first down carry.
Yeah, they ran that option well. Byron Evans finally bumped Riley out of bounds, but quarterback Bruinsma strung that one out and pitched it just the right time. So pretty productive first play as it's out to about the 32-yard line, 2nd and 3.
Green goes wide to the right side. Johnson wide left. I believe it was his fumble that set up the Viking touchdown. Again, they'll pitch it. Vikings are there. Battle grabs Jesse Riley and pulls him down about at the line of scrimmage. Very little gain. It'll be 3rd and a long 2.
Nice block that time by Paul Houston, one of the running backs, but good job by the Vikes pursuing on that right side, coming up to stop that one short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down, only about a yard, so a big 3rd down play right here early on.
3rd and 1. They work the offset eye to the Red Raiders here. Bruinsma is the quarterback. 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's out of California. And they'll hand it off up the middle, 1st down. Flag comes in late.
That could be a face mask coming for I don't know. You're right. It's either a hold or a face mask, I'd say.
Jesse Riley, the ball carrier, gets the 1st down at the 37-yard line. This Viking defense gives up 15.1 points in the nation. Yeah, it is a face mask. That's 2nd in the nation behind this Iowa team. The Vikes, though, give up 310 yards a game, 122 on the ground, 187 in the air. They have 7 rushing touchdowns, 9 passing touchdowns on the season. And after the penalty, the ball's all the way to the 48-yard line of the Vikings. So it'll be 1st down at the 48. After the penalty, the ball at the 48-yard line of the Vikings. Drive started at the 25. Green goes in motion right to left. And a little play action. They throw it that way. It is caught. Nice catch inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. And again, that is Ben Green, the 6'2", 170-pound senior. Boy, he had to reach out for that one. After play action makes the catch. And here come the Red Raiders at the Viking 32-yard line.
That was a good catch by Green. Michael Barnes hit him right about the time the ball got there. Green held on to the ball. Roy Hale finally brought him down. But again, it is a first down.
Vikes lead 7-0. Here's the handoff to Hudson. Hudson plows his way forward outside the numbers on the left side down to the 26-yard line. Paul Hudson out of Logan, Iowa, 641 yards, and he's their touchdown maker. 11 touchdowns rushing the ball for number 22. Good gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Defensive lineman Kyerton Kilgore made that stop, but again, another good first down play. So a different offense this second series than we saw during the first 3 snaps.
10:27 to go, first quarter. Vikings leading 7-0, but the Red Raiders moving the football. They average 334 yards a game. 2nd down and 4. Hudson running hard to the left, breaks a tackle, should have a first down at the 20. A gain of about 6 down to the 20-yard line. Thayer checks in. Maxwell into that Viking lineup. Also Marquez in, another linebacker. As the Vikings make some changes, it'll be first down at the 21-yard line.
Michael Barnes and Roy Hale there to make that stop. But again, not until they get the ball all the way down to the 21-yard line. So a first and 10. Vikes lead at 7-0. 9:50 to go here in the first quarter here in Marshall.
Barnes, the leading tackler for the Vikings, with 83 coming in. He's adding to that total this afternoon. First and 10 at the 21-yard line. Brunsma wants to throw. He throws to the side. It is incomplete. Double coverage there as he was trying to get that ball to his tight end, Levi Edelman, and a couple of defenders there. Boy, Joe, he had all kinds of time. Little play action that really freezes that defensive line.
Stephen Thayer and Kobe Lowe had that play double covered. They had him blanketed over there on the far sideline, so I think Brunsma just threw that one away. So 2nd down and 10 here. Ball still on the 21.
Cloudy, not a cold day, but very windy, so it is chilly. 2nd down and 10. Ball to left hash mark. That's the 21-yard line. Good crowd from Iowa across the way. We're in red. Here's the handoff, and cutting in for a very short gain, Jesse Riley going to the left side. Jesse maybe picked up a couple. Yeah, give him a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Steve Thayer, a nice tackle in the backfield. Steve got Riley down around the ankles that time. Otherwise, he had some yardage, and that's held him to a 1-yard gain with his momentum. So big 3rd down play here with 9:16 to go in the quarter. Again, Vikings with that early touchdown up by 7.
Sam Rawle comes in, another wide receiver. He's split to the right with Green. In the backfield is Paul Hudson. He's there with Brunsma on 3rd down and 9, just shy of the 20-yard line. Brunsma, number 6, takes the snap, looks left, throws it that way. It's complete, short gain, and the Vikings are all over Landon Johnson. Very short gain. It'll bring up 4th down and about 6.
Yeah, Kobe Lowe was over there. I think Steve Thayer over there. Good coverage by the Vikings. They completed the pass, but the Vikings weren't going to let him run after the catch, going to stop him short of that first down. So pretty good coverage. Ball right on the 15, so it looks like they're going to try about a 32-yard field goal here on 4th down.
Julian Dittman with Ben Green holding from the left hash mark, 32-yard attempt. Ball down, kick is on the way, and he puts this one to the left. It is no good. Dittman, only 4 out of 8 coming into the game, so less than 50% now. As the wind may have had something to do with that too, but it shoved it off to the left. So the Vikings give up some yardage, but they hold. We'll keep it right here as the Vikes will take over at the 21. That wind is going to be a factor, Joe, especially when you try to kick those field goals, because the way this field sits, really from northwest to southeast, that wind is just coming right almost kitty corner across the field.
I'm convinced that the wind coming out of the west pushed that ball off to the east that time. It was wide left. And so let's see, good drive for the Vikes. A short field the first time. That should have given them some confidence. Let's see if we can keep the offense rolling.
Vikings up 7-0 after the missed field goal from the 21-yard line. Bruce wants to throw on first down. Looks, throws it and throws it away over the head of Jarrell Davis. The coverage, man-to-man coverage by a linebacker, Donovan Weldon, out of Cucamonga, California, and it'll be 2nd down. So the Vikes trying to go to the air with the wind at their back here in the first quarter.
Trying to go fairly deep. Jarrell coming from the right side across the middle, going to the left, and Bruce put plenty of air under it, just a little bit too far for the speedster to catch up with.
Again, Man-to-man defense this team plays a lot. Bruce throws, and he tries the other side and overthrows. I believe that's Ellison over there. So they tried two passes down the left sideline, one down the right. They're both overthrown. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, pretty good coverage that time. In fact, there was double coverage over there for Northwestern. The two fellows were Caleb DeHaan, also Jermaine Ambrose. They had Ellison pretty well sandwiched. So 2 long passes, 2 incompletes. Vikes face 3rd and 10 with 8:07 left to play in the first quarter.
Have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Reyes working out of the shotgun. Malachi Daniels played every snap offensively at Baker, and he's in there to start this game. Let's see what the Vikes do on 3rd down. They want to throw. Rush coming. Bruce is going to roll to his right. Now throw it as far downfield as they can. It is incomplete. Trying to get it to Jarrell Davis. And at midfield, Jarrell went up, and also Jermaine Ambrose, who has 6 interceptions. And so the Vikings, a quick 3 and out, did not even try to use the running game on that series. And so with 7:59 to go, the conference's leading punter will be in to punt it away.
Three long pass attempts that time. They all
attempts.
come up for naught. So it looks like now that Jason Maiden, the leading punter in the Heart of America Conference this year, will stand back right about his own 5-yard line for his first punt of the day. He's got a pretty good wind, kind of a crosswind right now, so really not at his back. But let's see if Jason, he's been pretty consistent. Let's see if he can boom one here.
43.1 yards of punt, stands back at his own 5-yard line. Good snap. Burgos, another good snap. This is a high, wobbly spiral. Fair catch called for and made at the 32-yard line by Ben Green. So that's where the Red Raiders will take over. They move the football, but the Vikes got a missed field goal, and then 3 incomplete passes. And now the Red Raiders take over. Decent position, their own 32-yard line.
You can tell Ben Green's a wide receiver. Do you see the way he caught that punt? He didn't catch it and bring it into his body like most punt returners do. He had both hands extended, caught it with his hands. So you can tell he's a guy that catches a lot of footballs.
Very confidently made that catch. So it is going to be first down to 32. Brady Timmer comes in as a fullback. Jesse Riley is the running back. They pitch it to Riley, running to his left. Vikes are there, but he gets through the first wall and picks up good yardage across the 35, out to about the 38-yard line, gain of about 6.
Yeah, right now Northwestern doing a pretty good job getting to the outside, turning that corner. Jonathan Battle and Roy Hale out there trying to bring Riley down, but that's a pretty good gain on first down. Second down at about 4.
Ball at the 38-yard line, their own 38. Kyle Achterhoff, the coach of this ball club. They came down here, lost last year 38-13, but this is a good ball club. There's no question about that. Second down and 4 from the 38. Keep it on the ground, and that is Hudson. Lowers the shoulder. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. Paul Hudson. It'll be third down and about 1 or 2. They're going to mark him at the 41.5-yard line, so it'll be a good yard and a half to pick up a first down. A yard and a half for a first down. Ball right at the 42.
Roy Hale looked like a wrestler that time. A nice takedown, wrapped him up around the top and brought him down. So a big third down play here. Third and a short 2, long 1. Take your pick.
6:39 to go, first quarter. 7-0, Valley with the lead. Man goes in motion. That is Johnson. On the third down play, they hand it off to Timmer, and he is hit in the backfield for a loss.
Whew. Ty Phillips was there.
Wow.
Also there for the Vikings that time, helping out on that tackle. I don't know if that was, I think Kilgore was there also. Kilgore was there and Ty Phillips the first 2 to get to him. So a big third down stop for the Vikings. Now I think Jordan also in on that stop, Jordan Peppers. So Kilgore, Phillips, and Peppers all guessed right that time.
And boy, they stopped Timmer for a loss, so another punt coming up. Levi Edelman, and this is the first punt for Edelman. He averages 40.5 yards. So 2 good punters in this game. Vikes come up the middle. This is a low screamer that's picked up at the 25-yard line all the way out to the 40, and that, I believe, is Fuentes. That thing was a low end over end punt didn't get 7-8 feet above the ground, it didn't look like. It took a couple of big bounces, and Ricky picked it up and gets good field position to the 39-yard line.
Ricky Fuentes is one of those players that seems to be getting better every week. Planted his left foot and cut to the outside, got about 10 extra yards after making that cut. So pretty good field position for the Vikes as they will set up shop at their own 39. 5:43 left to play in the first quarter. Missouri Valley, after that early touchdown, Reyes to McDaniels, they lead at 7-0.
Ball at their own 39. Empty backfield for Bruce. Now he sends a man in motion. It's Malachi. They give him the ball on the reverse. Malachi gets to the 45, maybe the 46. Flag is thrown in the defensive backfield, and let's see if that's a hold.
Looked like a couple of good blocks there. Zach Fairchild made a good one. I think Ricky Fuentes, but maybe one of them held. But they both made good blocks.
It was in the backfield. I think Jermaine Ambrose, the cornerback, indicating it was a hold on the Vikings somewhere in the back by a wide receiver. So that'll push it back.
That could have been Ricky Fuentes. Ricky was tangled up with his man on the outside. So it's on them. It's on them. Yeah, good call. Good call.
I guess I better wait for the referee and not Jermaine Ambrose to make the call, right?
Well, yeah, not everybody always agrees with the zebras out there.
John Bruckner is our head referee. They're out of the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. So it's a holding penalty. So the Vikes have it first down at the 44-yard line of the Red Raiders.
Need to use this win for the next 5 minutes, 25 seconds of the first quarter.
Davis goes in motion from left to right. Bruce wants to throw it. They set up the screen, give it to Malachi. Boy, good defense, and he gets about a yard. That was a great coverage of the screen as they threw it to Malachi, and he was hit immediately by Brett Costin. Very little gain.
Costin, a senior out of Orange Park, Florida. I remember that name from last year. I think he was one of their pretty good players last season, if I remember correctly. So Vikes tried to go with a little screen pass. Good defense by Northwestern. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Second down from the 44-yard line. We're in the first quarter. Vikings lead at 7-0. Temperature not bad, but a breezy, cool, overcast day. Reyes back to midfield to throw. Steps up in the pocket, pumps again. Now throws it short, and Malachi couldn't come up with it. Bruce is awfully close to that line of scrimmage. He tried to just flip it to Malachi Daniels. Had Malachi been able to catch that, Joe, he was surprised by it. He had some room to run.
Well, and Bruce did a good job that time of stepping up into the pocket. They had a pretty good rush coming from the outside. Bruce stepped up, bought a couple of extra seconds of time, but again, not very far away from Malachi when he unloaded that ball. So a big third down play, 3rd and 10 right here.
Again, the ball was tipped. They tried to get to Malachi. The ball was tipped, so that's probably why he couldn't hang on to it. Malachi works out of the shotgun along with Reyes. Back to throw, rushes on. Bruce in trouble, throws this one away. A helmet comes off of Zavon Moore. And boy, the all-out blitz. And Greg Hegstad, who was the defensive player of the year in the conference out of Sanborn, Iowa, was all over Bruce Reyes, and it's going to be a punting situation.
Another familiar name from last year, Sam Van Kinkel. He was in there also as he came from the outside. So very good pressure that time by Northwestern. So the Vikes, after that first touchdown, came up empty-handed after Ricky Fuentes gave him pretty good field position on that punt return.
So let's see what Maiden can do. Again, he has the wind at his back. It's going to be a tough defense. It could be a defensive struggle today. Vikes have a 7-0 lead. Maiden waits at his own 42-yard line. Good snap by Burgos. Takes his time. High, wobbly spiral. Fair catch made for again by Green at the 14. So the Vikings are getting better field position. They push the Red Raiders back to the 15-yard line.
You know, Ken, and Jason Maiden just does it, kick after kick after kick. Very, very consistent. Hadn't boomed many 65-yarders this year, but everything right in that high 30, low, mid-40 range. He really is very consistent.
And just getting better and better as he's gone through the years. This broadcast brought to you by ConAgra, Wood Houston Bank, and Weber Seeds, all of Marshall. KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, Livestream.com. First down. 14-yard line for Brunsma. He'll run the option to the left. He'll pitch it. The ball was almost fumbled. A good catch by Jesse Riley. That pitch went to his knees, and he was able to corral that and still pick up yardage.
I think Steve Thayer, the first man to make contact for the Vikings on that play. And, Kid, you look across to the other side of the field. Good crowd on hand from Northwestern. They brought quite a few people from the We're the very northern part of Iowa, isn't it?
Northwestern part of Iowa, north of Sioux City, a little southeast of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So about a 6.5-hour drive.
Glad they're here and we're not up there.
Second down and 6. That was a gain of 4 and a good gain of 4 by Riley. Green goes in motion. Play action. They look that way. Now throw to the sideline. It is caught and dropped incomplete. Good coverage on the play.
Kobe Lowe. Kobe got there. The receiver was open for just a second, but Kobe got there at the same time the ball did. And Kobe getting better every week. He's a freshman. He's out of Bellflower, California, starting to see more and more playing time in that secondary, and he made a good play right there.
Landon Johnson was the intended receiver. The ball was high, got his hands out, but he was hit as the ball got there, so it's incomplete. Third down and 6. We're in the first quarter, 3:34 to go. Playoff action, 7-0 Viking. Brunsma takes the snap. Looks, throws over the middle. This one is incomplete. Again, the Vikings time it perfectly. Lowe was there along with Thayer. And, boy, they got to the receiver just as the ball got there, Joe.
They did, yeah. A good hit by both Lowe and Thayer. Double covered. The receiver looked like he was open. Pretty good throw by Brunsma, but Vikings hold the Northwestern Ball Club, the Red Raiders, aside again. Now they'll have to kick one more time into this win. So looks like Jarrell Davis is going to stand back about his own 43-yard line to receive this punt. So barring something bad, Vikes should get good position.
High snap. Edelman got to it, and now he's going to be roughed. Or was the kick blocked? Well, that kick didn't go very far, so I don't know if it's going to be tipped or blocked. The Vikings, after the high snap, what a job by Edelman just to corral that snap. It was very high. The Vikes then went for the block, and there was a lot of contact. I don't believe the ball was tipped, or was it? Now, personal foul, roughing the kicker, so the ball's going to belong to the Red Raiders.
And quite honestly, the Vikings should have blocked that punt.
Yeah, there were two
they had two guys right there. I mean, the bad snap, and Edelman did a great job pulling that ball down and getting his foot on it. So, bad break for the Vikings there.
And that was a terrible punt, but Casita's the one that ran into him, Houston Casita. But after the penalty, the ball is all the way out to the 34-yard line. What a job, though, by Edelman on that high snap. Went up, grabbed it with one hand. The Vikings tried to block it, and there was contact.
Yeah, and we would have had great field position had that not have happened.
First down for the Raiders after the personal foul. They want to keep it on the ground. Hudson in trouble. Breaks one tackle, but he's still going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard loss. Hale finally brings him down along with Phillips. There were 2 or 3 Vikings hit him early.
Ty was in the backfield. Ty got him first and missed him, but slowed him up, and then Jacob King and Roy Hale came up and closed it down. So let's call it a gain of 1 on the play. Pretty good defense of that option play that time by the Vikings.
Second down, and we'll call it 9. They said Hudson did pick up a yard.
Darius Adams warming up along the sideline behind the Viking bench.
Might bring him in the second quarter when they go into that win and use the running game. Or that running option run anyway. Second down and 9. Back to throw. Rushes on. They're going to swing it to Riley out of the backfield. Breaking tackles and has a first down at the 45-yard line. The Vikings coming right up the middle, and Brunsma waited for the rush to get to him. Flipped it over the top to Riley. Up the right sideline. First down, 45-yard line.
Good job by Northwestern that time setting up that screen. They had a wall out in front of Riley. Roy Hale finally made the stop for the Vikings, but a couple of nice blocks to spring him for the first down. And once again, Red Raiders getting close to Viking territory. 2:19 to go in the quarter. Vikes up by a touchdown.
Ball at the 46. Right hash mark. Riley and Hudson in the backfield, along with Brunsma. And they'll pitch it to Riley, running to the right, the short side, and he's corralled and steps out of bounds at the 48, gain of 2.
Toa Hogan rode him like a horse that time, jumped on his back and wrestled him to the ground. Good job by Toa. He got him to the outside just a little bit. Let's give him 2, as you said, on the play. So it's just shy of the 50-yard line, second down and 8, under 2 minutes to play in the quarter.
Good job by Toa Hogan out of San Bernardino, California, the L.A. area. Second down and 8. Red Raiders get to the line, then they check to their sideline for a play, much like the Vikings do. 1:50 to go, in the first quarter. Vikings leading 7-0. Early touchdown pass and catch by McDaniel. Now Bruinsma's hit and sacked. Ball is loose, but they're going to rule it down. Wolf comes up with the football.
Toa Hogan got to him. Toa came off that left side, got into that backfield quickly and dumped Bruinsma. He fumbled the ball, but the officials say it's down. So nice 2 back-to-back good plays by Toa.
Hogan makes it 3rd down and 13. The ball back at the Red Raider 43-yard line. Like to thank Community Bank of Marshall, Blackbird, Malta, Ben Waverly, and Sweet Springs, and the City of Marshall for being with us on the broadcast today. Crowd getting into it for the defense on 3rd and 13. Bruinsma takes the snap, back pedals, rushes on, he's hit, and he's dropped, and the sack is going to go to Kilgore.
Yeah, Kyerton came right up the gut that time and really only got him with one hand, but I'll tell you, Kyerton's a pretty big hoss in there. They list him at 6'1", 285 pounds, and he wrapped Bruinsma up with that big left hand that time and brought him down. So good defensive play by Kilgore, good defensive play on the previous play by Hogan. So defense stepping it up again as they've done all season long.
Well, the long snapper is Jess Wallnoffer, and I'm sure he's thinking about the last one when he almost snapped it over Edelman's head.
Try it again, see if he can catch it again.
This one is a better snap. Vikings rush, they stay away, and it's a better punt. Vikings will stay away from this one. And it's going to roll inside the 15. Nice punt by Edelman, and finally down at the 12-yard line. So a good job by Edelman, good snap. And the Vikings have a long field with which to work, leading 7-0, and that is the end of the first quarter. Valley up 7-0 on the Viking Sports Network.
Hello, friends.
Put this away, I don't need this anymore.
We almost got that punt, too. Oh, yeah, got to. Maybe this time we will. We should have blocked that punt when that high snap. I mean, we were right there. All we had to do is get the right angle and get out in front, and we just didn't. Looks like Adams is in there, Darius.
Head into the second quarter. The new quarterback, Darius Adams, will check in. He is the freshman out of St. Louis, and he's been getting several series. Young man has thrown 3 touchdown passes, has rushed for 2 more. He and Malachi Daniels, so you can expect probably a little more running the football with Darius in there. And that ball is at the 12-yard line.
And nothing against Bruce Reyes. Coach Troth just puts him in there sometimes to give the defense a completely different look, different styles of quarterback.
Adams a good runner. So we start the second quarter. The Vikings won the first 15 minutes by the score of 7-0. On first down, Adams waits for the snap. They'll hand it off right up the middle. It's Malachi. He gets to the 15 or 16-yard line. A decent gain on first down. Boy, those Red Raiders, kind of like the Vikings, Joe, they swarm the football, don't they?
Good defensive team. At that time, Malachi moved the pile about 2 or 3 yards after they hit him, and that turns out to be a gain of about 5 on the play. So pretty good first down play all the way out to the 17-yard line.
We'll try to keep you updated. Eric Montgomery, the SID of the conference, is here, so we should have some scores for you at half. He's going to step on Mike a little bit at halftime for us, and he's going to help me do soccer tonight. Eric's
is he? Okay. All right.
Do a little broadcasting of
Okay.
soccer this evening on live stream. Back to throw is Adams. He's got Jarrell Davis ahead of his man, and he makes the catch at midfield, stumbles and goes down, but he had 2 or 3 steps on the safety, Jake Zylstra, and he made the catch and stumbled to the turf, but not before he gets to the Northwestern 48-yard line.
Everybody labels Darius Adams as a runner, and he is a very good one. That time he threw a nice pass down to Jarrell. A big play as the Vikings move into Red Raider territory.
Ball at the 48-yard line. They're going to throw another quick screen, and this one is dropped by Stenard. Quick pass. Had he caught the ball, it may have been a loss, as Justin Woolert from Hartley, Iowa, was right there. Woolert leads the nation in interceptions with 9, and he was close to another one there.
Well, and he also has quite a few tackles, and he really rung Stenard's bell that time, hit him about the time the ball got there. Probably good he didn't catch it.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be much if he did. 2nd down and 10 from the Red Raider 48-yard line, right hash mark. Davis goes in motion. They give it to Jarrell. Jarrell looking for a block from Malachi, trying to turn the corner and picks up a yard. There was just a lot of red and white over there on the pursuit. Gets a yard. That's going to be 3rd down and 9.
I see 4 different white jerseys getting up off the top of Jarrell Davis that time. So great pursuit. That was a little reverse, flanker reverse to Jarrell, and just couldn't quite get around the corner. Great pursuit to the outside by the Red Raiders. So big 3rd down play here. Ball on the 48-yard line in Red Raider territory. 13:26 to go in the half. 7-0 Missouri Valley.
Josh Treibel, the nose guard, was in on that tackle. He's only a 249-pounder. 3rd down, very little gain. Vikes have to get to the 38. And now Darius going to take off. He stumbles and is hit and gets about 2 or 3 yards to the 45-yard line. And it looks like they're going to bring Maiden in to try to work field position here. So the Vikings do turn the field around a little bit. Good defense, and it'll be another punt, the 3rd of the afternoon for Jason Maiden.
Lawton DeYoung, the big 240-pound junior defensive lineman, along with Andrew Powell, one of the linebackers, they got to Adams pretty quickly that time. A short gain, so once again, Vikes come up empty, have to kick it away.
Into the wind this time for Maiden. Again, averages a little over 40, well, 43 yards per punt all season. Into the wind, high wobbly spiral, fair catch called for and made at the 16. So another nice job by Maiden pinning the Red Raiders inside the 20-yard line. Central Missouri Glass in Boonville, Jones Brothers Agri Service in Lamont making this broadcast possible. 7-0 as the Red Raiders once again will have the football. We kind of thought this would be a defensive effort, and so far we're not disappointed.
You know, a lot of times you see 2 real good defensive teams square off against each other, and the final score ends up 55 to 52 or something like that. But this game so far really living up to its billing as both defenses being very, very stingy here in the first half.
19-yard line, 1st down for Brunsma and the Red Raiders. He wants to throw on 1st down. Toa giving chase, throws to the sideline, and it is caught. That'll be about a 6-yard gain. Evans on the coverage, but that is Ben Green who makes the catch. Give him 5 before he steps out of bounds. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, great job by the Northwestern offensive line. They gave Brunsma plenty of time to throw. He looked the field over and then found the receiver on the right sideline.
Double receivers here to the left side. Christian Walker in battle on the coverage there. There's man-to-man coverage there. That's the wide side of the field on 2nd down and 4. Brunsma looks to throw it that way. Now over the middle. It's caught, and that will be a 1st down at the 35. Sam Rawl out of Brandon, South Dakota, makes the catch, and it's a 1st down at the 35-yard line.
Michael Barnes there to make the hit. Rawl just kind of came across the middle, a little look-in pass that time, and Brunsma put it right there. So Northwestern really doing a pretty good job of mixing both the run and the pass.
1st down at the 35-yard line. Again, this team averages over 340 yards of offense a game, and they're moving the ball up and down the field, but they have yet to get into the end zone. They've missed 1 field goal, and they trail 7-0. 1st down, handoff, big hole up the middle, 10, 12, 15-yard gain for Hudson. He gets all the way to midfield, just straight up the gut.
Yeah, Toa Hogan and Michael Barnes bring him down, but not until Hudson gets the ball right to midfield. They're going to spot that baby right on the 50-yard line, so it's another 1st and 10, and nice big hole that time by the offensive line.
Yeah, right up the middle. Again, these two guys mirror each other. Riley, a quicker back maybe, 771 yards, but Hudson, no slouch, 641 yards coming in and 11 touchdowns. 1st down right at midfield. They'll run the option to the left side, pitch it. Vikings try to get there, and they stop Riley after a gain of about 4, maybe 5. They're going to give him the Viking 45-yard line as they run that option play to the left side.
And Jonathan Battle looks like he's shaking up on the play for the Vikings. He limps off the sideline as Dario Marquez, Ricky Williams there on that stop. It looks like Jonathan kind of limped over to the sideline, then went down to his knee when he hit the sideline. So they're tending him right in front of us on the Viking side of the field.
And that'll put Gregory Johnson into the ball game. Johnson wears number 36, and he's out of Port Arthur, Texas. Let's take a quick break while they attend to Jonathan Battle. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
With the holiday.
Second down at about 4. Flag flies. Bruinsma's pass over the middle is caught at the 30-yard line. Down to the 29 goes the big tight end, Levi Edelman, a 259-pound junior. There is a flag down at the Viking 43-yard line.
Yeah,
I think it's going to go against the Vikes.
Offside. Christian Walker made the stop on that play, but a nice throw to the big tight end, and he was open across the middle. So again, Northwestern mixing the pass, mixing the run, running that option to the outside, moving the ball. So the defense is going to have to step up as they have about 3 or 4 times already.
They are moving that football, and quickly coming into the lineup now is Jay Ellsbury, another wide receiver. He is out of Orange City, a hometown product. First down, Vikings are offside again. And the snap is fumbled. Bruinsma falls on it, but that'll cost the Vikings 5 yards here. A little eager to get after the quarterback, and I think it's going to be offside.
Yeah, it is. Yep, couple guys jumps. That must have been a hard count by Northwestern, and it worked very well. So now they've got every quarterback's dream, first down and 5.
Well, here's where the Viking defense usually shines. Let them march down the field, and they come up with a big play. Let's see what Valley can do here. The Vikings have given up just 16 touchdowns this year, this defense. 7 rushing, 9 passing. Hudson in the backfield. On this 1st and 5, double wide receivers. They stack him to the right side. Hand it up the middle to Hudson. He's hit a couple of times, picks up a few yards, but it'll be 2nd down and 2.5.
Yeah, Roy Hale, the linebacker there, to wrestle him down. But Hudson, pretty good sized running back, and lowered that head and took her right through the gut. They list him. He's a sophomore at 230 pounds, so pretty good size.
Yeah.
Pretty good size man to bring down when he carries the football up the middle.
2nd down at about 3. Glad to have you with us. KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, livestream.com. Riley goes in motion. Bruinsma to throw. Rushes on. He's hit from behind. Ball is loose. They're going to rule it a fumble, and the Vikings will have it.
No, incomplete. They call it incomplete.
Boy, there was not a signal for a while, but I kind of agree with that. I think the arm was coming forward by Bruinsma, but I did not see the indication, and then the official finally said no, incomplete.
That was Ricky Williams, the linebacker. Ricky coming from the backside. I don't think Bruinsma saw him coming, and boy, Ricky got to him just about half a second too late, or it would have been a fumble. Again, Ricky, the 218-pound sophomore out of Florida City, Florida. So that'll be 3rd down. Looks like 3rd down at about 3 now for Northwestern.
That was close, but it looked like the arm may have been coming forward. So it's 3rd down at about 2. Bruinsma keeps the ball, rolls. Williams after him, throws it to the sideline. Catch is made inside the 15 by Green. Boy, a nice catch, as Williams just could not get to Bruinsma.
Byron Evans
down at the 13.
Byron Evans on the coverage, but like you said, Ricky Williams right on Bruinsma. Bruinsma made a good throw that time. He didn't have time to set his feet. He just kind of flipped it out in the direction of Green, and Green hauled it in right over the top of Byron Evans. So a big 3rd down play. That's going to give him a 1st down. Ball looks like it's right about the 10-yard line, isn't it?
Well, they're going to about the 13.
13,
so
okay.
1st down at the 13-yard line after the nice catch by Green. Bruinsma hands it off Hudson. He gets down to the 10. That's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down. Clock is moving. We're at 8:42, first half, 7-0 Valley.
Ty Phillips down to get Hudson down around the ankles that time, made the stop. So give him a short gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down, they can still get a 1st down inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. So it's 2nd down and 8.
Vikings need a stop here. Thought they almost had one there, but the fumble was ruled incomplete pass, and that was a good call.
Looks like they're
Hope you
wrapping
saw the
Jonathan
delay.
Battle's ankle or his foot down on the sideline right in front of us.
2nd down and 7 from the 11. Brunsma wants to throw. He's got a receiver wide open, touchdown, and that is Ben Green. Ran a little pick play or a little interference over there, and the Viking defenders backed off of number 85. He makes the catch and gets into the corner of the end zone. That was too easy, and it's a touchdown to make it 7-6.
Yeah, I think they had a missed coverage, a little bit of mix-up in the backfield right there, because pretty good pressure on Brunsma, but Green was wide open, right in front of the pylon on the right side. And Brunsma, a pretty good thrower. He put the ball right there.
Well, here comes the extra point to tie the game. Julian Dittman, he's out of Germany. Right-footed kicker. Puts this one up, and this one is through. So we're tied at 7, 8:03 to go in the first half on the Viking Sports Network. Well, how about that? A nice drive by the Red Raiders, and this game is tied at 7. And we have 8:03 to go in the first half. The winner moves on. The loser has a nice season.
That was a nice drive that
Yes,
time
it
by
was.
Northwestern. They took over fairly deep in their own territory and drove that thing the length of the field, mixing the run and the pass very effectively. And I tell you, Brunsma a couple times unloaded the ball with people right in his face, and he found open receivers. So he's pretty cool cucumber back there.
Terrence Hollins-White back deep along with Jarrell Davis. And here is the kickoff, and this is returnable for Hollins-White. Takes it at the 5, up the middle to the 10 to the 15. He's hit hard at the 22, held on to the ball, and there's a flag down.
Big hit that time.
May have a block in the back on top of it at the 22-yard line. There's a flag. Holding. Yep, holding on the Vikings. It's going to send them back. Joe, I think the Vikings have to figure out a way to run the football a little bit. They just have not done it in the last couple. They did last week to a tune of 100-yard plus for Malachi Daniels, but just have not given it much opportunity this afternoon.
This looks to me, I mean, they're the #1 scoring defense in the country, but they look like they're a very physical defense. They're going to have to really mix things up because they're pretty stingy, and that's going to back it up all the way back to just inside, just outside the 10-yard line, right about the 11. So Vikes set up into the wind in the hole back there.
Nigel Daw is the running back on this series. Bruce Reyes back into the ball game, and Bruce wants to throw on first down, throws it deep and overthrows. Daw coming out of the backfield, and he was open.
Oh, Nigel he might have had 6 on that. Yeah. He came out of the running back position and went down the left side. Bruce just a little bit too much air under it, and Nigel couldn't quite get to it.
He was open by a couple of steps at the 30-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Mikael Johnson checks into the lineup, one of those wide receivers. Ellison and Jarrell Davis wide to the right on 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Back to throw. Reyes pumps, throws. He completes this one. It will not be a first down. It's across the 15 to McDaniel out to about the 18, but the Vikings still need about 4 yards for a first down.
Daniel hit by Brett Costin, the linebacker, right after he made the catch there. So it's going to be a third and 4. And you don't want to give this ball back to this Northwestern offense. They just took the ball about 80 yards for a touchdown, so they're still feeling pretty good about themselves. So you want to kind of put a little distance between that last drive and the next time they get the ball. So Vikes really need to put a big play together here if they can and pick up this first down.
We're down to 7:17 of the first half, 7-7 ball game. Bruce takes the snap, rushes on, throws it behind. Oh, he better get that ball. I think that's a fumble.
They call it incomplete. He ruled it incomplete.
Well, that was close to a
lateral.
Yeah,
it was pretty close.
The Vikings, for the second straight time, 3 plays and out, Joe.
Yeah, that's not good. You got to keep that defense off the field if we can. And now Maiden Jason this time is going to be kicking into a pretty good win. He's going to have to stand back inside of his 5-yard line back about the 3.
And again, 3 pass plays, not one attempt at a rushing play. So Maiden will punt it. They should get great field position around midfield. Good snap. And a wobbly punt toward the sideline. And was the fair catch made? I don't think so, but
no,
tackle made immediately at the Viking 43-yard line. Great field position.
Steve Thayer hit him about the time the ball got there, but a good job by the punt returner to hang on to it. So again, they'll set up shop in Viking territory. They just scored a minute ago. Now they've got the ball at the Missouri Valley 43-yard line.
And moving the football through the air. Let's see if the Vikings can put some pressure on Bruinsma. But give their defense all the credit. The last 2 times Valley's had the ball, 6 passing attempts and 2 3-and-outs. So it's first down at the 43-yard line of the Vikings. Bruinsma will hand it off. Now they're going to pitch it to Riley. Riley tries to turn the corner, and he's wrestled down for no gain. And that is Christian Walker, who makes a very nice tackle right in front of the Viking bench.
I'll tell you what, Ken, Christian came out of nowhere. He was pretty deep in the secondary. He came up quickly and got Riley for no gain that time. That looked like, Bruinsma ran that option pretty well. That looked like that might be about a 5 or 6 yard gain, and the Vikings did a good job of shutting it down.
And they're very close to having some headgear with that tackle, but
Could've
no
been,
call.
yeah.
So it's second down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Bruinsma takes a look over at his sideline before getting the snap. Throws it to the sideline and skips this one. It is incomplete, trying to get it to Jay Ellsbury. Vikings had the coverage. Walker was there along with King, so it's 3rd and 10 from the 43.
And pretty good pass rush by Toa Hogan. Toa into the backfield pretty quickly that time, so Bruinsma had to unload it maybe a little bit quicker and not really set his feet like he wanted to. So big 3rd down play here. Vikes need to hold here as Northwestern has the momentum. They just scored to tie it up a minute ago. 6:14 left to play in the half. All knotted at 7.
Not a big crowd here today, but they're making some noise here. Riley goes in motion. Bruinsma back to throw. They try to throw the screen, and it's incomplete. Bruinsma had to let that thing go before he wanted to because King, Hogan, Williams, they were all there.
Yeah, that was a screen play, but had no chance to get that screen set up. That Viking front and the linebackers came through there like gangbusters. And nice defensive series again by the Vikings. They'll get it back with just over 6 minutes left in the half.
Ricky Fuentes back deep, along with Jarrell Davis. And don't see him pump that ball to Jarrell very often anymore.
I'd like to see it here.
Edelman rushes on, gets it away, and this is going to be a fair catch. Vikings let it go into and out of the end zone. Both Fuentes and Davis were waving the fair catch, and that punt goes into the end zone. Vikes will take over.
Then they both look like outfielders watching a 450-foot home run go over their heads.
Said, I'm not touching that. I can't get to it if I want to. Ball will be at the 20, and the Vikings will take over. The last 2 times they've had it, it's been a 3-and-out against the top-ranked defense in the country. This is a good defensive unit.
Yeah, this game, it looks like this game could very well boil down to a turnover, a break, something along that line, because both defenses being very stingy. And so now the Vikings, let's see if we can get some offense generated here. It looks like Monty Rose got his defense assembled down on the bench right in front of us and talking about something down there. And the young men are listening, it looks like.
Darius Adams, the quarterback. He wants to run the quarterback draw and just nowhere to go. Flag is down. That's probably a hold. He gets to the 21. Someone loses the helmet. That's the second time that Zavon Moore's lost his helmet in this game. Let's see if it's a holding penalty. Probably is. The Vikings are going backwards.
Yeah, I think Jake Zylstra, the free safety, the first man to get there. But I tell you, this team pretty tough to run against. That time Darius had no room to run, no hole at all, and he tried to dance around a little bit to find an opening, but nothing was there. But and all for naught, as that's going to back the Vikings all the way back to the, looks like about the 10-yard line.
Yep.
Right at the 10-yard line, so it's going to be first down and 20 with 5:47 to go in the half.
Well, there's your running play, and it didn't go anywhere, so it's second, first, as you said, and 20 from the 10-yard line. The field position is flipping toward the Red Raiders here in this second quarter. Of course, they do have the wind at their back in this quarter. Both teams have scored with the win. Now Adams throws it, and Ricky Fuentes has it go off his fingertips on the sideline at the 35, and he had a couple of steps on Jake Zylstra. Ooh, just off his fingertips.
Yeah, that's a catch Ricky probably should have made. It was a little bit high, but he got both hands on it up there. It was zinged pretty well out there by Reyes, and well, that could have been a big play. That would, if nothing else, would have gotten us out of the hole and flipped the field position a little bit.
And Ricky's been making those kind of catches. It was high, as you said, right in front of the Viking bench. So still 2nd and 20. Let's see if Adams wants to throw again here as the Vikes in a hole. And they're going to run it right up the middle. And it is Adams getting some of those yards back across the 15 out to about the 17-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Adams, good job that time. Kind of a little option read, and Darius took it right up the gut. He needed quite a bit, so we've still got 3rd down at about 12 right now, it looks like. So probably a passing down. Both Delvon Franklin and Zach Fairchild, the two blocking backs, come into the Viking lineup. One of those guys will line up at the tight end position.
3rd down at about 12 for the Vikes. Let's see if the Red Raiders bring the pressure. They will. Adams scrambles, spins, looks, throws. It is incomplete. Oh, he did a great job staying away from the sack, tried to hit it to Malachi coming out of the backfield and just couldn't get it to him. And it's going to be for the 3rd straight time the Vikings go 3 and out.
Boy, so close yet so far away. Both those passes, the pass to Fuentes and that pass to Malachi Daniels, within inches of being completions for big gains, but it all goes for nothing. So we're down to 4.5 minutes to play in the first half, and Jason Maiden, for about the 3rd or 4th time this quarter, will kick into the win.
Standing back inside his own 5-yard line, rushes on. He takes his time. This is an end-over-end punt. It's going to be grabbed, and again, no fair catch called for. Gentry is hit immediately at midfield.
And that's Steve Thayer again. I'll tell you, Steve gets downfield as quickly as anybody I've seen on those punts. That was not a good kick by Jason. That was a low-line drive kick, and that could have been returnable, but Thayer got down and made a good stop. So with, like you said, 4.5 minutes left to play, once again, Northwestern with the wind at their back, good field position right around midfield.
Exciting Viking football in the playoffs, made possible by Warehouse Tire and Mufflers Sedalia, Frank's Appliance and Marshall, and Exchange Bank of Missouri. First down at their own 49-yard line for the Red Raiders as they send Corselman in motion, hand it off to Hudson. Now they're going to pitch, work it to the far side, and Riley's going to pick up about 3 yards. They had Hudson covered up the middle. They ran the option play, and Riley gets a couple of yards.
Dario Marquez made a great hit on Hudson. The only problem is he didn't have the ball.
Ball is at the 48 of the Vikings. They'd like to run that option. That's a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Clock moving. 4 minutes to go first half. Vikings will get the ball to start the second half, by the way.
Need to hold right here.
2nd and 7 for Brunsma and the Red Raiders from the Vikes 48-yard line. Out of the pistol. Back to throw. Pocket hold. Swings it out of the backfield. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Hudson, and the pass was low and skipped into the Red Raider bench. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, pretty good protection that time. Ricky Williams in the neighborhood on the pass rush. Toa Hogan out in the flat and pass coverage, but Brunsma just threw that one low. So big 3rd down play here for the Viking defense. 3rd and 8, 3:45 to go in the half.
Gregory Johnson, by the way, still out there as Battle has not been back into the ball game at one of those safety spots. So 3rd and 7 from the Viking 48. Out of the pistol. Brunsma takes the snap. Everybody moved except the center.
Yeah, yep.
Levi Lechke did not snap the ball. Everybody else on the offensive line moved.
Whoops, I thought that was on 2.
Yep. Beckhelder, Janata, Holstein, Buzzkirk all moved. The center, the big number 78, and 309 pounds out of Marcus, Iowa. Hard to miss, Mr. Lechke.
And the center got outvoted 5-1 on that.
So this pushes it back to the 47-yard line of the Red Raiders.
Need a stop right here.
Trips to the left side on 3rd and 12 from the 48. Brunsma back to throw. being rushed, throws, completes it. Short gain, flag down, and the receiver is down as well. Jane Ellsbury at midfield. Let's see if the flag is. Well, it was thrown. It was thrown from the sideline, so we'll wait and see. Ellsbury well short of the first down. Roy Hill indicating penalties against the Red Raiders. It is. It's declined. Fourth down, another punt.
I tried to run this morning. I've got a leg cramp right now. Is it okay if I stand up?
Stand up
will you be offended?
Stand up for a while.
I might have to do some jumping jacks or something. Okay.
I think the Vikings have taken a timeout here. 3:35 to go in the first half. And it is a 7-7 ball game. The Vikes will get it when we return in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network. Vikings use a timeout, and I think they want to talk more special teams than anything else, as Barry Rave was out on the field talking to his special teams unit here.
Would this be a good time for Jarrell Davis to break a big one or not?
It would be a perfect time. Levi Edelman back to punt it away. Wind at his back. Stands at his own 35. Good high snap. Here comes the rush. He gets it away. Kind of a wobbly spiral. Jarrell got it, fumbled it, dove on it. That
wasn't the kind of big one we were talking about.
It looked like a knuckleball. That thing was up there. Came down. Jarrell had it, lost it, dove on it, 13-yard line. That's where the Vikings will take over.
That could have been disaster right there. Good recovery by Jarrell after letting that punt slip through his hands. So Vikes will set up 1st and 10 at their own 13.
But, you know, the field position in the first half, other than when the Vikings got the fumble and scored, has been in the favor of the Red Raiders all afternoon.
Pretty much. And I tell you, that wind is a big factor. And I would imagine the Vikings, they'll get the ball, so they'll probably be going against the wind in the third quarter, I would guess. So we just have to see what decision Northwestern makes.
Ball at the 14-yard line, first down. Reyes back in at QB. Empty backfield. Now he sends a man in motion. That's Malachi. And Reyes wants to throw over the middle, picks up. He threw that one right to the defender. That's Justin Wohlert. And Wohlert has his 10 INT of the year. And Wohlert is all the way down to the 6-yard line. And another very bad decision by Bruce Reyes.
Jarrell Davis was wide open downfield. Yep. Bruce just underthrew that one.
Underthrew it, threw it right to Wohlert. That's his 10th interception of the year. And the Red Raiders are in business.
And Big Mo, you can feel Big Mo on their side big time right now. 1st and 10. Ball's going to be inside the 5. Wow. Looks like about the 4-yard lines where they're going to spot it. So Wohlert, he's been a big interception man all year long, and he stepped up huge that time.
Wow. For Bruce Reyes on the year now, 19 touchdowns, 18 picks, and Joe, that was not a good pass. It was right to the defender.
And he, like I say, Ed Jarrell just didn't throw it far enough. Throwing into the wind, but still short.
Right. 1st and goal now for the Red Raiders. Inside the 5-yard line, trying to take their first lead of the ball game. And they'll hand it off to Hudson. He's hit right at the line, got a yard. Hudson has 11 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, Kilgore's down there. Looks like Phillips is down there. Roy Hale's down there. So no, very little, if any, gain on that play. Good job by the middle of that Viking defense. Timeout. No, not timeout.
Now they just want to move the clock back. It's 2:54 to go. Vikings had it through the pick, and now the Red Raiders looking to take the lead. That ball is at the 3-yard line. 2nd down. They move both tight ends to the right side on 2nd and goal. And they want to keep it on the ground. Here is Hudson getting to the 1. Running to the left side, did not get in, however.
Roy Hale hit him that time about the 3, but Hudson's a pretty good size back. Like we mentioned earlier, he stands in there. They list him at 230, I think, and that time he drug Hale a couple yards further to the front. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal from about the 1.
Wow. Vikings would love to hold them to a field goal here. But you may be in two-down territory. King races into the lineup. Vikings making some defensive changes. May want a timeout here. And I think they do get a timeout. Vikes were bringing players in and out on that defensive line, and so I think Monty had to take a timeout. 1:56 to go, 7-7, but the Red Raiders threatening to take the lead. Back in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
Hi.
Third down and goal. Everybody in the backfield, two tight ends. They're going to hand this ball off to Riley. He's hitting the backfield back at the 3. Michael Barnes there to get him. It'll be fourth down from the 3-yard line.
That's the kind of play you expect a senior captain to make, and Michael Barnes that time, great penetration, got into that backfield. I think now, looks like Northwestern bringing the field goal unit in. If they hadn't lost 3 yards on that play, I think they'd have gone for it on fourth down, but now ball's back at about the 3. I think they're going to kick, but look out for a fake here.
Julian Dittman will attempt to give the Red Raiders the lead. They had it first and goal at the 4. Dittman to right. This is almost like an extra point from the left hash mark. It's on the way, and it is up, and it is through. So the field goal gives the Red Raiders the lead at 10-7. They take advantage of Bruce Reyes' interception to take the lead 10-7 with 1:13 to go in the first half on the Viking Sports Network.
How far?
Well, it was first and goal, Red Raiders at the 4 after the interception, and the Viking defense held with the 3 points. So that's somewhat of a victory.
What a job by the defense. They've done it. I mean, they set up the first touchdown with that big stand on the first series of the game, forced that fumble, and let's see if we can score here.
Here's the kick, a low line drive, hits the turf, and is picked up by Hollins White at the 20, 25, 30, across the 35, spins to the 40, up to the 42-yard line. Terrence Hollins White gives the Vikings great field position. They have a timeout with which to work, and about 1:10 on the clock.
Freshman Steven Sanford for Northwestern there to make the stop, and a nice run by Terrence Hollins White, and that's what the Vikings needed. I think we've got all of our timeouts left, at least 2. Only one left?
Yeah, just one left. We used one for special teams, and then Monty had to use one there on that goal line stand.
All right, 105 left, and the ball is going to be marked right about the 42-yard line.
And Adams is in at quarterback on first down from the 42-yard line. Delvon Franklin goes in motion. And motion flag, that's going to be a couple players in motion. Vikings have had a lot of penalties, and that's a procedure penalty, so that'll be first and 15.
Yeah, you don't need that when you got to go 60 yards anyway. You don't want to back it up 5 more.
Another interception by Justin Wallard in double digits. He has 10 this year. This team has 23 picks.
Yeah. Let's see if we get a big play here.
Ball moved back. Adams Scrambling, rolls to his left, has some room to run, throws it deep downfield. It is almost caught by Johnson and tipped away by Jake Zylstra at the last moment. It'll be 2nd and 15.
I'll tell you, though, Darius Adams running to his left, threw that ball a long way down that sideline into the wind. He had a pretty good arm strength on that one, and a good coverage that time by Zylstra, running the deep pattern for the Vikings there. But Johnson, but just not able to get open. Good play by Zylstra, 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a hand fighting for that ball, and Zylstra got a hand in there. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 37-yard line. Fake the handoff. Now Adams in trouble, and he's going to pitch it out to Malachi. Malachi to the 45-yard line, picks up about 8 yards. You got to flip that one sideways, and Malachi's going to make something out of it. About 7 yards to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, good pursuit that time by Northwestern. Boy, they do about as good a job of getting multiple people to the ball on many of these plays. So a big 3rd down play. We're under a minute, 40.5 seconds left to play. So the ball's right on the 45-yard line. I think the Vikings have used their last timeout.
And the Vikes want to get a 1st down. They'd love to get into field goal range to give Dan Morrow a chance, but that's still going to be tough into this win. This broadcast brought to you by Sun Loan, Serve Pro, Lockhart Chiropractic, and Bartlett Grain, all of Marshall. Eric Montgomery will join us at the half for a few moments. Eric, of course, is the Sports Information Director for the Heart of America Conference, and he's here today. And so we'll talk about all of these games going on, and we'll also talk a little bit about the soccer that's coming up later on. The Vikings will be here. Justice College out of the Chicago area. Elgin, Illinois, to be specific, will be in. That's a 5 o'clock match. That'll be on the live stream today. So 3rd down and 8.
Well, can we pull a rabbit out of the hat right now? If we've ever had one to pull, this is the time to yank on it.
Boy, Joe, it'd be nice to not have that 5-yard penalty, wouldn't it? Those 5-yard penalties can just really, really hurt you.
It'd be 3rd and probably about 2 instead of 3rd and 7.
So 3rd down and 8, or 7 from the 45, their own 45. Adams stacks the receivers to the right side, rushes on, pocket holds, and now he's sacked. Well, he looked downfield, and the Red Raiders got to him, and Zavon Moore's helmet came off for the 3rd time. They better get that fixed.
Need to give him a chin strap or something.
Well, it's going to be a punting situation. Now one of the players is down for the Red Raiders after that sack, and that's Sam Van Ginkel out of Rock Valley. He's still
a good
down.
player. Good player. Court Eklund, the linebacker out of Brandon, South Dakota, the junior, made that last sack on Adams. But Van Ginkel sitting on the field right now with timeout. Looks like they're tending to his left ankle.
Would be 4th down and 8, so I'm sure Maiden's going to punt it away as they work on Van Ginkel. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout on the Viking Sports Network. Well, after the injury, and they helped Van Ginkel off the field, Maiden will be in to punt.
I think they're talking about resetting time on the clock. Right now we've got 24.2 seconds left in the half. Viking, they run it up to 29 seconds now. And the Vikes are going to have to kick one more time into the wind, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Northwestern sell out on this rush and try to go for the ball.
So it's going to be 4th down and about 8. The ball at the 45-yard line. Had the nice punt or the kick return all the way to the 42, and the Vikings haven't done much with it since then. Ten to 7 is our score.
Yeah, Vikings got that first touchdown, first series. They forced a fumble and took the ball took the ball in from about 10 yards out to go up 7-0, but have had trouble moving the ball since then. And a touchdown, a nice drive by Northwestern. Then they got that big field goal to go up 10-7 just minutes ago.
Very sure-handed return man back there. That is Ben Green. Maiden waits at his 22.
Jason Maiden's been busy today.
High, short, wobbly punt, and it goes out of bounds, and Green lets it go out. He was following it over there, but it goes out at the 35-yard line. So if you're the Red Raiders, you take a couple of shots here. Vikings will get the ball to start the second half. And Joe, after the drive, the short field when the Vikings scored after the fumble, the Viking offense just hasn't moved the ball much at all.
Well, all year long, though, Ken, we've been a pretty good second-half team. And, we've had some other sluggish first halves where we've had trouble getting things going offensively. Then have come out and exploded in the second half. Let's hope we can do that again. But, again, this is a very good defensive team we're playing against.
All right, first down at the 35-yard line. Let's see what the Red Raiders want to do here. If they want to go deep or if they just want to go to the half. They're lined up in the pistol. They're going to keep it to Jesse Riley. Riley, a cutback, and he's across the 40 out to the 44-yard line. Gains 8, and I think the Red Raiders are content to be at the half. Yeah, they're going to let this thing run out, and I think that will do it for the half.
Brad Wolf,
pretty good half of football.
Tackle. Brad Wolf, that last tackle for the Vikings. Wolf and Kilgore.
10-7, the Red Raiders take advantage of an interception to get the field goal. The Vikings, however, took advantage of a fumble to get their only touchdown. 10-7, Red Raiders lead it. We're at the half, and we'll start our halftime information for you in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Identity.
We are back to Greg Mitchell Field, and again, 10-7 is our score as the lead is to the Red Raiders of Northwestern Iowa. Joe, we knew these two defenses would get after it, and both teams have really done a nice job.
I think you can see real quickly why these two teams rank number 1 and 2 in the nation in scoring defense. Both defenses have played very well, and it's just going to be a matter of one or two things, either which offense can get some rhythm going in the second half or which team gets the breaks, turnovers, big plays, things like that. So still a lot of football left to play. As we said earlier, the Vikings have been a pretty good second-half football team most of the year, and let's hope that happens again.
Before we talk more football and soccer playoffs, just mention what has happened the last couple of nights. The men's basketball team went to Ottawa, Kansas, and lost on Thursday night, Joe. So they've lost a couple in a row. And the women's team last night played at a tournament in Sterling, Kansas, and they lost last night. They'll play again this afternoon.
Yeah, and the Viking men, I'm not sure what the women's schedule is, but I believe the Viking men have a trip into Columbia to take on Columbia College on what, Tuesday night?
Yeah.
That's one of the top 10 teams in the country.
All right, here are some scores from today. In the second quarter, Grandview over Langston, 17-3. Lindsey Wilson over Faulkner, 13-9. Morningside and Ottawa, they're just getting started, really, no score. And Marion over Georgetown, 17-0. That game is at the half. So those are the games in progress, that the scores that we have right now. Get Ottawa and Morningside. Morningside one position above the Vikings. They are scoreless right now. Don't have a St. Xavier score, but Grandview leading their ball game. And Lindsey Wilson is leading their ball game. Lindsey Wilson is the taking on Faulkner. Faulkner is the number 6 seed, rather Lindsey Wilson, the number 6 seed, and Faulkner there. So that's what we have going on. And Eric Montgomery is here. He is the sports information director for the conference. And we'll talk football and a little soccer with Eric coming up in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
25.
Well, we're back to Greg Mitchell at halftime, and Eric Montgomery, the SID of the Heart of America Conference, joins us. And I talked to you earlier in the week, and I talked to you into coming over for a doubleheader today, didn't I?
You did, yeah. Tough to turn that down. You can 2 games for the price of 1 drive out here. So, and luckily the weather turned out pretty good too. So.
Well, we have football this afternoon, and then of course soccer coming up at 5 o'clock. But Eric, let's talk about the conference. 2 teams in. I know last week we were at Baker last week, and I'll tell you that was a heck of a football game. The Vikings ended up winning at 27-24. Baker did not make the playoffs. We kind of figured whoever lost that game would, but I'll tell you, they really came on. A lot of things happening with that program this year, and they were close to making it, but you know, somebody's got to be out. They just can't all get in.
Yeah, tough finish to the season for Baker, and them losing at home to Culver Stockton with everything that went on campus that week, I'm sure was a tough one. That probably was really the difference for them. They could have gotten away with, loss to the Vikings and then to the Pioneers. But, NAIA football's been tough. You got other programs that are stepping to the plate and getting their chance. So that's the way it goes, and the margin of error isn't going to get any bigger with the additions next year.
Well, how about Mid-America Nazarene? They and the Vikings tie for the conference. They have 1 loss, and they have to make that long trip out to Oregon. I know they were a little upset about that, but the rankings do have a lot to do with it. They were not ranked to start the season, whether you like that or not. That's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was a tough one to figure out for the Pioneers, who, if you just look at the numbers, they probably deserve to be ranked a little bit higher than they were, and that point total difference between themselves and Southern Oregon was only a couple. So, but I don't think Coach Wilmer's going to let his guys hang their head. He's come in and done an amazing job in his first season, and they got nothing to lose. They were 5-5 last year and struggling. They've come in and turned things around, so I'm sure they're going to be fired up. They've played some great football down the stretch, and hopefully the trip was good for them, and they'll put on a good showing. Represent the conference.
Well, you're watching this ball game today. It's 10-7. Both defenses are battling, and it's a fumble by the Red Raiders led to the Viking touchdown. A pass interception led to their go-ahead field goal. So the 2 defenses not disappointing. And right now, I think the Red Raider offense is doing a little better than the Viking offense. So this second half is going to be interesting.
Yeah, they've had a much better balance with the run game. The Vikings have just kind of given up completely, and I think at some point they got to at least establish the threat of a run where the Raiders have been able to get outside a little bit. They've run a few plays inside, and I think their pass plays have been a little bit more direct, which I think you have to against the Vikings secondary. So good balance on offense for the Raiders, and not the case early on for the Vikings.
Now you're gonna hang around for soccer. The Vikings play at 5 o'clock, and Vikings well deserved. They lost, and how about Baker getting in? Because Baker and Culver played for the conference championship. I don't think anybody thought that was going to happen. I know we went to Baldwin City last week. Some people came up and said, "Thank you." I said, "For what?" For allowing your team to lose to Culver and give the Baker Wildcats a shot, and they made it in. It's always fun to have something like that happen.
Yeah, Nate Hauser's got some magic in the water in Baldwin City. He's pulled off kind of the same thing 2 years in a row, getting by Mid-America 2 years in a row, and then going up to Culver and winning. But, yeah, great for our conference, and, I'm sure the Vikings will do great tonight. The Pioneers were already up 1-0 early on in their game. It's already kicked off.
Okay.
So, tough road trip for Baker going up to Rio Grande. That's going to be a handful. But you know what? They got a chance. So good for them and good for the league.
I don't have the schedule right in front of me. And Mid-America's playing who today?
They play Bethel from Tennessee.
Okay.
So early goal for the Pioneers. Good start for Coach Wardlaw, and I'm sure Coach Simic will have guys will be fired up and ready to go.
And the Vikings here at 5 o'clock. Do you know anything about this Justice team we're going to play today?
I don't. Just kind of looked at the stats. They got their own share of Brazilians on the team and handful of guys that look like they're, the ones that make it happen. So in some ways, I think it's kind of more fun that way. Two teams that don't know squat about each other just come in and play. So you take the first 15 minutes, figure out who are the guys to watch, and then you get an exciting contest.
Now, as far as football, obviously the winners move on and you continue to play at high seed. Soccer a little bit different. Whoever wins tonight gets to go to Miami or just north of Miami the first week of December.
Yeah, Delray Beach, that bracket is set. Football's kind of the one anomaly where they kind of wait and see how things shake up. And that's financial. That's travel costs. They try and limit some of that. They'll do their best to keep the integrity of the seeds, but they're not afraid to move teams around based on who advances. But, yeah, the Vikings, they know who they would play. They know what time, 11 a.m. on Monday in Delray Beach, which would be a great place to go from, especially for a lot of the guys on the Vikings who, the Spanish kids especially, are used to that tropical climate, so they could go down there. That'll be a great setting. I used to live down in that area, and the South Florida people do a great job with that event.
Now, football, if indeed a team from this conference could make it that far, and that's a big if, it's a tough way to go, moved it to Daytona Beach this year. And I know Rome, Georgia did a nice job, but moved it to Florida.
Yeah, Daytona Beach down at Bethune-Cookman College, and looks like a great stadium from the photos. And I know the Daytona Visitors Bureau, they've been excited about hosting the game and, been on Twitter talking about it all season long. So I think that's a great opportunity for fans to go down there. The weather should be great. Daytona Beach with Embry-Riddle right down the street, even though they're leaving the NAIA, but I'm sure they'll have a presence down there as well. So, yeah, that'd be a great opportunity if one of our teams can.
Wasn't that one reason they moved to Daytona? They wanted more of an NAIA presence, I think, didn't they?
I would assume so, yeah. There's not I don't know how close Rome is to some of the other schools in Georgia as far as that goes, but yeah, that'll be great. There are enough other NAIA institutions kind of nearby, and a great place to travel to with the Speedway there. You're only an hour and a half or so from Orlando if you wanted to make a full week out of it. So that should be a fun event.
Now, how about volleyball? How's the conference doing in volleyball?
Well, we've got Evangel playing down at Wayland Baptist later tonight, the lone representative. Mid-America, I believe, was the first team out. Just a few too many losses on the season. A great 5-set thriller in the conference tournament final that Evangel was able to pull out. So wish them good luck tonight. They'll have a tough task down at Wayland Baptist.
Yeah, and that's the only team there. And then, of course, basketball is underway, and Viking men lost Thursday night at Ottawa. The women lost. They're playing in Sterling, Kansas this weekend. They lost last night. So here we go. It's that time of the year. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, no time to rest for guys like us, keeping track of everything, and it should be an exciting season. Just 2 weekends away from the first conference game. So looking forward to getting back out on the road after a weekend. Well, but if the Vikings win and host, then I'm sure I'll be back here next week. But we'll have plenty to look forward to with basketball.
Yeah,
right?
there's no question. There's a lot going on. And then we talk about next year. You and I have talked about this a lot. You bring in a couple of new teams. You bring in 2 very quality schools. So that's going to really up the bar in just about every sport we have in this conference.
No question, yeah. That's the kind of acquisition that I know some of the coaches have probably lost some sleep over already, but I think us as administrators and just fans overall have got to be excited about the programs coming in. Grandview, they're up 17-3 in their game today, and William Penn had an excellent season. Statesman really took that next step, so I think they're going to come in and hit the ground running, and they're both doing well in basketball so far, especially William Penn's had a great last couple of seasons. So, yeah, it's just going to make everyone else, continue to raise the bar. They're not going to drag by any means coming in, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I know those are the kind of schools that you want. I probably headache for schedule makers, though, because everyone's saying, hey, I don't want to go to William on a Thursday night. Somebody's going to have to make those trips. But I think they're talking about dividing it into two divisions.
There's definitely going to be some divisional play in some of the sports. And Grandview and William Penn are only, from what I understand, maybe 30 miles apart or so.
Yeah.
So you got some travel partners for the schools. If we do go Thursday, stick with the Thursday, Saturday, you can just, stay in Des Moines, and it shouldn't be too bad.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you, sir. Look forward to you coming back in about 5 o'clock this evening and do a little broadcast. We'll do a little soccer together.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. Looking forward to it.
Okay, let's get the Vikings some points here in the second half. Eric Montgomery, our guest. We have some first-half statistics. We'll take a look at those in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
When you
Now let's take a look at some of the numbers in the first half. Total yards, Joe. The Red Raiders 155. They're on pace for their 340 a game. The Vikings, however, just 92 yards of offense, 28 on the ground, 64 through the air. Valley's run 26 plays to 43 for the visitors, and the Vikes have a couple of sacks. One sack by the Red Raiders. Time of possession, 11:34 for the Red Raiders, 9:16 for Valley. 11 first downs for the Red Raiders, just 5 for the Vikings. The Vikings, Joe, have only rushed the ball 6 times, and I know part of that is the fact this Red Raider defense is very stingy, but only 6 rushing attempts, 3 of those by Darius Adams.
Well, I think that's a key in the second game, or the second half. We've talked about this many times. The Vikes have to get that running game established, and it's going to take that offensive line's going to have to do the job up front. This is a pretty tough defensive front for Northwestern. They've got some very active linebackers. They tackle very well, but we've got to mix the run and the pass. And like I say, only 5 first downs in the first half, and you look at that time of possession, it wears our defense down when they're out on the field that much. So, but we said, I've said this a couple times, the Vikes, a good second half team. They have been most of the year, and great coaching staff. I look for them to make some adjustments at halftime, and let's see if we can come out. And we get the ball to start the second half. Should be going, I guess we'll be going into the win, but let's see if we can put a drive together and regain the lead.
Well, Malachi Daniels has only rushed twice for 13 yards. Bruce Reyes once for 12. That was one of the first plays of the game. And then Darius Adams, 3 rushes for 11. So not much happening there as far as the rushing. On the other side, Jesse Riley has 43 and Paul Hudson with 38 yards. So the Vikings not doing a bad job of stopping them down to 81 yards. Brunsma is 11 out of 18, 1 touchdown. He's been sacked a couple times. Bruce Reyes is only 5 out of 15, 1 interception, and that led to the field goal that's given the Red Raiders the lead. As far as punting, Jason Maiden, only 31.5 yards. He's punted most of those into the win today. And on the other side, Levi Edelman punting 41 yards a punt.
Well, and with Northwestern, they have those 2 running backs, Hudson and Riley. They give you 2 different looks. Hudson kind of a big, crashing, bulldozing 230-pound runner, and then Riley seems to be the quicker of the 2, pretty good speed to the outside. So you can't key on any one style of running play. They can hit you from both directions. Defensively, Roy Hill has 8 tackles to lead the Vikes. Toa Hogan has 7. Thayer and Michael Barnes with 4 apiece. For Northwestern, it's Caleb DeHaan. He has 3 tackles, and Brett Costin has a couple. But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a grind, and the Vikings trail 10-7. And we'll see, Joe. We have been a second-half team throughout the course of the season. They'll have to do it again this afternoon. Well, they will. And again, I think this first drive to start the second half is going to be a big one, and be nice. I think one key would be if we could get a nice return to get good field position, but if they're kicking with that wind at their back, they'll probably put the ball into the end zone. But let's see if we can get a big play to start out. And, you know, it's always good to see what kind of adjustments are made at halftime. But this Northwestern team, they're a good football team. They tied in that very tough conference with Morningside, Iowa, and I know they play good football up in that direction. And this is a much better Northwestern team than we saw on this same field last year.
No doubt about that. Let's take our final 1-minute break, and when we come back, we'll be ready for the second half as Northwestern Iowa leading the Vikings 10-7 on the Viking Sports Network.
Community.
All right, I get rid of some of this crap. Hey, he wants you on the headsets. Make my week a lot easier if we don't.
When you need glass. You guys there?
Yeah, we're here. I'm sorry. Yeah, play this ad. We'll go.
Okay, hold on just a second.
So they're going to take the win fourth quarter, looks like.
Well, we're ready for the second half to get underway. Vikings will have the football and the wind at their back here in the third quarter.
Got to do something this quarter with that wind.
And this one's going to go out of bounds, and the Vikes should get good field position at the 35-yard line.
Good decision.
The kick goes out of bounds.
Good decision by Terrence Hollins-White. That ball kind of tiptoeing along the sideline over there. And looked like it was going out of bounds, and it did, so good decision to let that thing roll. So Vikes for the first possession of the second half will, as you said, get decent field position. Let's see if we can get something rolling.
Well, we've had some some open receivers. Let's see if we can hit them. And the Vikings really struggling to run the football against this very talented Iowa defense. Malachi Daniels starts at quarterback. At running back. Bruce Reyes is the quarterback. McDaniels, one of those wide receivers. Ellison out there. Jarrell Davis on first down from the 35-yard line. Reyes takes the snap, backpedals, hands it off to Malachi. He's hitting the backfield. Will lose 3 as they try to run to the right side. Joe, let's be honest about it. Right now, the offensive line of the Vikings is getting beat up pretty good by this defensive front for the Red Raiders.
Good penetration that time by 6'2", 249-pound linebacker Josh Trable, a sophomore. He was in the backfield to dump Malachi that time for, looks like about a 3-yard loss, so not a good start.
Second down and 13 from the 32-yard line. Back to throw Reyes. Now they're going to keep it on the ground. Malachi trying to get to the outside. Breaks one tackle. He heads to the sideline. Is shoved out of bounds. Where are they going to mark him out? At about the 42. He was hit in the backfield and refused to go down. It's going to be third down and about 3.5 as he gets out to the 42-yard line.
Malachi broke about 3 tackles on that play. Great second effort by him to make it a very makeable third down and 3.
Ball at the Viking 42-yard line. First drive of the second half. Trips to the left side. Reyes looks to throw it, and he gets it to Daniels out of the backfield. Has a first down across the 45 on the far side of the field. Stretches it to the 46, and the Vikings pick up a first down.
Ken, I think if the Vikes are going to throw the ball, that's a good approach right there. Those short passes, that was about a 3-yard flip to Malachi for the first down. Hit those receivers in the middle, hit them on the outside, but the deep ball hasn't been very kind to us so far today, so maybe concentrate on that short passing game.
First down at the 46-yard line. Good start in the second half. Trips to the left side. Again, handed off. No, Bruce is going to take it right up the middle on that quarterback draw and gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Not much there. Lawton, DeYoung, and others on the stop. It'll be second down and 10.
That was that read option. Bruce ran that once in the first half, picked up 12 yards on it, but didn't get much that time. It was a good read by Northwestern. They had Malachi coming to the outside, but Bruce decided to keep it. So big second down and 9 for the Vikings.
Ball is at the 46-yard line. Vikes trail by 3 early third quarter. Reyes to throw. He completes it to McDaniel. Has to go to his knees to make the catch and does at the 48-yard line of the Red Raiders. So it's going to bring up another manageable third down, 3rd and 3.
Nice diving catch that time by junior Dylan McDaniel out of Ventura, California. He caught the touchdown pass early on from Reyes, and so another big third down. Vikes converted on their last one.
Ball at the 48-yard line of the Red Raiders. Vikings trailing 10-7. Ball at the left hash mark. Reyes now out of the shotgun with Malachi Daniels. He's going to run it and hit at the line of scrimmage. So the Vikings, again, get nothing out of that play.
Read option one more time, and Bruce decided to keep the ball, tucked it upfield, and no go there. Nice read that time, and I think, on the stop that time, Brett Costin was there for Northwestern, so it looks like Vikes Jason Maiden will kick it. He'll stand back about his own 36-yard line to boot this one away.
Well, they get one first down, and that's it. And you can start to see some frustration down on that Viking sideline with that offensive unit. They just have not done much today at all. The only time they've scored is on a very short field. So Maiden will punt it away, and here's the rush. Gets it away. Nice high spiral this time. And they're going to let this one go, and it hits the official. What a break for the Vikings.
Thank you.
That ball was going to go into the end zone, and it hit the official, and he's part of the field, and it's down inside the 10-yard line.
Too bad he wasn't one of the guys in white jersey. That'd been a fumble. We'd have had it. But, yeah, that was definitely going into the end zone. So Vikes catch a huge break now. Is they're going to pin Northwestern back right about looks like about the 6-yard line where they're going to mark it. So let's see if that defense, last time we had them down there, the defense came up big. Let's see if we can do that again.
Coach Achterhoff is trying to plead his case, but that official's part of the field in that situation.
And believe you me, he did not try to knock that ball down.
So it's first down for the Red Raiders inside their own 10-yard line. They lead it 10-7. Brunsma swings it to the outside, gets it to Green, bumped out of bounds at the 11-yard line by Byron Evans. They're going to say he's out at the 11, and that's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up.
Just a little quick out, not much you can do about that. Byron covered that pretty well, but that is a pretty good gain on first down. Make it second down, and looks like second about 5.
Crowd getting a little restless. We're early third quarter. It's 10-7, Red Raiders. Winner moves on. The loser of this one will have an 8-3 record on the season. Handed off to the big fullback, and he's going to get a first down across the 16. Out to the 18-yard line goes Brady Timmer, and that's a first down for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, somebody hit him in the backfield, just couldn't wrap him up. Jacob King out of Blue Springs finally made the stop, and that is enough for a first down. So that the important thing about that helps get the Red Raiders out of the hole.
And the ball is all the way out to the 19-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, Livestream.com, 10-7. Vikes scored early in this game and have not done much offensively since. It's been a defensive struggle. First down, back to throw to the side. It is caught, and that'll be a gain to about the 25-yard line. The Vikings were there, but just a little quick throw to the outside to Landon Johnson. And he'll pick up 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line.
Toby Lowe and Jonathan battled. Jonathan back in the game after twisting that ankle in the first half. They made the stop on the play, but once again, a nice first down play by the Red Raiders.
Ball at the 25-yard line. 13 on the play clock. That's not a problem as they come up to the line. You very rarely see college teams huddle anymore. On the second down, they hand it off, and this time Timmer is hit for no gain. At the 25, it'll be 3rd and 4.
And that was Steve Thayer, I believe. Steve in the ball game at one of those linebacker spots. Steve got him down around the ankles and brought him down. So a big third down stop. Get one more here. We can make them kick it into the wind.
Checking in, another wide receiver, Sam Rawl. And they'll stack 2 receivers far to the right side. That's right in front of the Viking bench. Third down, a little movement along the line. Everyone's back. Now they'll take the play clock down to 6 seconds with 9:35 to go, third quarter. Brunsma fakes, now wants to go. Ball is loose as it was hit by Ty Phillips, hit him. He fumbled the ball, but the Red Raiders grab it back at the 12. Ty came in, got him. Ball was loose, but the Vikes couldn't come up with it.
And Ricky Williams came off that backside and got there also. Boy, just a shame. That ball rolling around the turf, and if the Vikes could have recovered that one right there, that was almost a carbon copy of the fumble recovery the Vikes got in the first half. But
boy, he was hit hard, and the Viking, well, they just didn't have a chance to get. They did have a chance at it. I thought for a moment the Vikes might have had it. But it's going to be a punt. And they stay away, low line drive, and it hits, and this one goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
Great field position for the Vikings. Yeah, good rush that time, a low line drive kick, and the Vikes will get it inside of Red Raider territory. So, Ken, again, defense comes up big.
Well, the Vikings now have to take advantage of this. The defense has done their job. They've given up one long drive all day.
Looks like Darius Adams is going to come out the quarterback position. Malachi Daniels will be in the running back slot again.
Ball at the 49-yard line of the Red Raiders. First down, Adams is the quarterback. They've kept Malachi in as the running back. Adams going to take off on the first down, tries to tiptoe his way to that right side, picks up about 2 or 3 yards. There are just not any holes open there. The ball's at the 44-yard line, though, of the Red Raiders. Jarrell Davis will come back in.
Greg Hegstad, the leading tackler, one of the top defensive players in the nation, there to make the first hit, I believe. But that was a gain of about 3 on the play.
Second down and 7 from the 44-yard line. Can the Vikes get downfield and regain the lead? Hand it off straight ahead. Malachi Daniels breaking tackles. Malachi straight ahead to the 30-yard line. First down. Running like a man possessed. Straight up the gut. First down at the 29-yard line.
That was a read option that time. Darius Adams made the right decision. He stuck it in the gut of Malachi Daniels. Caleb DeHaan made the stop. It's a Viking first down at the 29.
29-yard line of the Red Raiders. Ball right in the middle of the field. Getting close to field goal yard. Here's a quick swing out to Denard. Stenard gets good yardage inside the 25, down to the 24. That'll be a gain of 5. That quick outside wide receiver screen got a couple of blocks, and they'll give him the 24-yard line.
Dorian Stenard, a 181-pound freshman out of Palm Coast, Florida. Just a little quick out that time, and he got a nice gain on first down, gain of 5. So ball inside the 25. Vikes knocking on the door.
First down, ball at the right, or second down, ball at the right hash mark. They run it, and it is up the middle. Ball is loose, and I think the Red Raiders have it. Adams fumbled the ball, and it's picked up by the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I didn't need that. Didn't need that right there. Darius Adams let that ball squirt loose, and that's a shame. You could feel the Vikes regaining the momentum. A couple of nice running plays, and down inside the 25, but Vikes cough it up. So big break that time for Northwestern.
And Joe, he was carrying that ball out in front of him instead of tucking it away.
Yeah, Darius Adams, he's just a freshman, a very good athlete, but just a mistake right there. Good defensive play by the Red Raiders.
Well, this offense is not up to par today. They have struggled, and they're asking the defense to do it one more time. And can the defense come through again?
Well, let's see if we can force a turnover. We got 7:16 to go in the third quarter. It's still 10-7. That was the score at halftime. Northwestern on top.
On first down, here's Riley, and he gets a few yards across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Looks like Roy Hale, Ty Phillips, and Stephen Thayer there on the stop for the Vikings. Gain of about, looks like a gain of maybe about 4 on the play, second down and 6.
The other thing about that is you're getting in field goal range, too. You're in field goal range probably for Morrow to tie the game, so you had to really protect the ball. Now the Vikes jump offside.
They got back, though.
They got back. They throw it down the sideline. It is incomplete. Wow, Ty Phillips was a good 2 yards offside. He got back, and then they threw it deep, and it was knocked away as they tried to get it. I think all the Iowa players thought they had a free play there, but that was the case. Flag was
a very pick-offable ball. Pick-offable. Is that a good word or not?
I like that word.
That could have been picked off that time.
Well, it's third down and 6 or 7. J.C. Corselman comes in, another tight end. Now he's going to line up as a wide receiver. Third down and 7 from the 24-yard line. Vikes put the heat on again. Throw to the sideline. It's caught for a first down. Vikings really laid off the tight end Edelman. He had a good 10-yard cushion by Kobe Lowe, and it's a first down at the 32.
Yeah, Lowe made the stop. Great protection, though, by that offensive line is that Northwestern front gave Bruinsma plenty of time to throw that time. So a big first down, ball out across the 30 to about the 32, down to 6:29 in the third quarter.
And again, if the Vikes get it back, they're going to not have the wind with them all that much. They fumble the ball. Let's see if the defense can get it back. Bruinsma wants to keep it on the ground to Riley. Follows that left side blocking across the 35 out to the 37, gain of 5.
Yeah, looks like Brad Wolf in there, Michael Barnes in there.
Well, Adams on the sideline. Looks like he wants that ball back. He's feeling bad about that fumble, but Vikes defense has to get the ball back here.
Yep, got to step up. They've stepped up all afternoon. Got to do it right here.
Play clock down to 15. Ball is at the 40 or the 37-yard line. It's second down and 5. Back to throw, Bruinsma. He's in trouble. Gets away. Maybe a hold. He turns, throws. He's got a man wide open. That's Green. Green to the 30-yard line. He breaks the tackle at the 25. Stays on his feet. Finally run down at the 16-yard line. But there is a flag down way back at the 32.
It's going to be a hold, I think. Yep, it's a hold. It's a hold. Thank goodness.
They're going to call the hold on Brandon Peckhelder, and he's one of their best offensive linemen.
Boy, and that was a big play all the way down to about the 20-yard line. That would have been huge for Northwestern, but the Vikes get a big break now. So instead of being 1st and 10 for them down about the Valley 20-yard line, it's going to be, second down and about 15, looks like.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties you say it's a 10-yard penalty. It's actually about a 55-yard penalty.
Yes, it was.
Well, second down, the ball back inside the 30, down to the 28. 5:11 to go. Northwestern on top, 10-7. Bruinsma going to keep it on the ground to the big fullback. He rumbles up that left sideline and picks up about 7 to bring it 3rd and 8. That is Timmer carrying the football.
Yeah, and I think that was Steve Thayer had a chance to get him in the backfield. Timmer broke loose and got to the outside. They mark him out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark him out right about the 30. Looks like about the 33-yard line. So it's going to be, looks like 3rd down and about 9.
They have to get to the own 42 to pick up a first down.
Come on, defense.
Bruinsma Gets a low snap. Over the middle. Pass is caught, and a very nice tackle to prevent Riley from getting the first down.
That was Steve Thayer again. That was a diving ankle tackle. If he hadn't brought Riley down, he'd have run probably to about midfield and have been another first down. But as it is, it's a fourth down situation, a punting situation into the wind with the 4:14 left to play in the third quarter. Northwestern scored 10 unanswered points. They lead it at this point 10-7.
And back to punt again is Edelman. He'll be punting into the wind. We're at the 4-minute mark. Vikings send Fuentes back deep along with Davis, and this wobbly punt is going to hit and take a Viking bounce back to the 32-yard line, and it is down there by, I believe, Eric Waltz.
Pretty good field position again for the Vikings. They'll set up shop this time at about the, looks like about the 33-yard line.
Well, it's been a good football game, no question about it. The defenses have dominated on both sides. And let's see, Reyes will be in at quarterback this time.
Well, Paul Troth just trying to find somebody at that quarterback position that can give the Vikings a lift here in the second half.
First down from the 32-yard line. Want to keep it on the ground. Here's a big hole for Malachi. Malachi all the way to midfield, fumbled the ball. I think he got it back. Whoa, he fumbled the ball and it popped right back up to him at midfield.
I tell you, that's two big running plays for Malachi Daniels. The last two times he's touched the ball, that offensive line's opened a nice hole. And first and 10 Vikings at the 50.
Well, a good start to this drive. And Reyes wants to throw. Looking and throws it away. There's nobody open. They were trying to set up a screen pass, and the Red Raiders just stood around Malachi Daniels and said, And so he threw that one into the turf. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was a good decision that time by Bruce.
2nd and 10 from midfield. The Vikings running out of plays with the wind at their back, however. As it's 2nd and 10 from midfield as Daniels ran it there, and then the incomplete pass. Reyes takes the snap. They want to run it again. Here's another good hole for Malachi. He's inside the 45, down to the 43 to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Good to see that running game starting to go here. Malachi, good job of running. Nice hole by that offensive line. That's a gain of about 6 on the play. So big 3rd down play here with 3:07 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, you think you're in 2-down territory? I don't know yet. 3rd down and 3. And they keep it on the ground. Nope. And he's not going to get there. He'll pick up a yard. Well, decision time. It's 4th down.
That was De Jong, excuse me, the big 240-pound defensive lineman there to make the stop, and he stood Malachi up in the hole. So 3rd down, let's call it 3rd down and 4. And
I think the Vikes are going to go.
Looks like Coach Paul Troth, he has not brought the punt team in yet, so it looks like the Vikes here, big 3rd down play, ball at the Northwestern 42-yard line, 4th down, and looks like about 3.
Got to get to the 40-yard line. Reyes on against the 3-man front. Takes the snap. Throws it. It is dropped. Your favorite receiver, Jarrell Davis, drops the ball at the 35-yard line. He had a first down.
And that was a good throw by Bruce. Bruce stuck it right in there. He had to throw it pretty hard that time as the defender was right on Jarrell's back, and Bruce put it right there. And
it was there.
Jarrell just couldn't hang on.
So it's going to be a gamble that doesn't pay off. The play was there, didn't work, and now the Red Raiders take over at their own 42, and you ask the defense to do it again.
Well, and again, the Vikings running out of time with that wind at their backs. They're going to have to do it in the 4th quarter against the wind, it looks like, which that's not impossible. It's been done many times.
2:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. But you can't, Joe, I don't think you can let this team score a touchdown. I don't know if we can score 2 touchdowns against them. So it's 1st down at the 42-yard line. Brunsma will keep it on the ground. It's Timmer, and he plows forward across the 45, picks up 3, give him 4 to the 46. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Yeah, that's too bad because the Vikings had their best receiver, had the ball in his hands. He couldn't hang on.
And Jarrell hasn't really done that much today. Nope. You look for him to make a big play. That last play, Jordan Peppers, Kobe Lowe, and I think those are the 2 main guys on the stop. Toa Hogan also in the neighborhood.
2nd down and 6 from the 46-yard line. Winding down the 3rd quarter, 10-7. Red Raiders with the lead. And they'll hand it off. No, Brunsman's going to throw sideline. It's caught. Boy, they are so good at that. Vikings are saying they juggled the ball, but they're going to rule it a catch by Green.
Yeah, Kobe Lowe there to bump him out of bounds, but a nice play fake by Brunsman that time. He tricked the whole Viking defense to going to the right, and he rolled out to his right and bought himself plenty of time and found the receiver on the right sideline. Into Viking territory, 1st and 10 at the 45, 1:20 left to play in the third quarter.
First down for the Red Raiders. As they use the short pass, now they swing it to the outside. Very little gain, if any, as they get that one out to Jay Ellsbury. It'll be second down.
Yeah, Toa Hogan there on the coverage hit him immediately after he caught the ball. That ball's still right on the 40, 45, so no gain on the play. Second down and 10, under a minute in the quarter.
The interception by Wallert was big, and that has led to the go-ahead score. And I'd say, Joe, if we had to have a MVP for them, that would be him. Second down and 10. Brunsma from midfield takes the snap. They want to keep it on the ground. Try to turn the corner, and they do to Riley. And Riley, breaking tackles, has a first down.
Boy, and Jacob King had him in the backfield, had him down around the ankles, but Riley got loose, spun to the outside, and good second effort. And that's going to be, I think, another first down. It's pretty close. They had to get to the 35-yard line, I think, to get the first down. They mark it across the 35, so it is a first down.
Well, you just can't ask this defense to spend all this time on the field. They're getting worn down. And that is another first down. That will be the end of the third quarter, and the Red Raiders are 15 minutes away from moving on to the playoffs. We'll be back to Greg Mitchell in 30 seconds.
Sometimes you think.
If they win, he's got to be the MVP, the quarterback, don't you think? If they win?
Yeah.
I got the guy with the pick being the I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They've all done.
We'll wait for us.
Yeah.
Who would be our MVP? We don't have one.
No.
Defensively, probably not.
Yeah, he's played as well as anybody. Who's that?
Well, the Vikings trail 10-7. And the offense has had a couple of opportunities. They had a drop pass on a fourth down and then also fumbled deep in Iowa territory. And now they've got to find a way to stop the Red Raiders. Joe, again, a touchdown wouldn't be insurmountable, but the way this offense is playing and their defense is playing, I don't know if the Vikes could score a couple of touchdowns or not.
It's first down right now, just starting the fourth quarter. So Vike defense, really, they've held pretty well all game long. This is a huge series coming up right now. We've got to get the ball back and just hope the offense can do something big.
And, boy, you see the Red Raiders. They are really playing with some confidence right now. First down at the Viking 35-yard line. Brunsma will hand it off to Riley. Tries to bounce to the outside and again breaks a couple of tackles and gets to the 30. They had him at the line of scrimmage. They couldn't bring him down. It'll be second down and 5.
Yeah, Toa Hogan finally got to the outside and wrestled him down, but that's a pretty good gain. And how many times have they picked up 5 or 6 yards on first down? And that just opens up so many options for your offense.
Second down and 5 from the 29-yard line. Once again, they move both tight ends from the right side of the formation to the left and will hand it off. No, they're going to throw. Brunsma looking deep into the end zone, and he overthrows the intended receiver, Ben Green. It'll be third down and 5.
And Kobe Lowe was step for step with Ben Green. Great coverage that time by the freshman, Kobe Lowe. He was right in Green's wheelhouse, and Green's a good receiver. He's been open a good part of the afternoon, so nice defense by the freshman that time.
KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, livestream.com for football on this Saturday afternoon. Third down and 4. The ball at the Viking 29-yard line.
Look for a running play right here. A big third down play. Vikes need a stop right here.
Brunsma will work out of the pistol. Riley behind him. They give it to Riley. Tries to get the corner. He's hit, and he's going down at the line of scrimmage. The Vikes had him for a loss. Williams got there, couldn't bring him down, but then the rest of the guys in purple got there, and it's going to be 4th down and 5, and let's see if they're going to go for it.
This would be a very long field goal. This would be almost a 50-yard field goal.
Well, I think they're going to try it. At least they bring out the team to attempt it.
About a 46-yarder, looks like.
46-yarder from the right hash mark. Now, the wind is at the back of the kicker, Julian Dittman. His longest of the year, 42 yards. This will be 46.
Good wind, eh? Watch a fake here.
Right hash mark, ball down. Kick is on the way, and it's got plenty of leg, but he missed it wide left, and I'm really surprised they didn't punt the ball, Joe.
Yeah, punt or even guy. I think I would have gone for it before I tried to kick a field goal. But, yeah, when you've got the lead, the punt would have been the smart play. But nonetheless, they tried the field goal, didn't make it, so Vikings will get the ball. Looks like they're going to get it right about their own 29-yard line, just underway in the fourth quarter, 10-7. Northwestern, after an early Viking touchdown, they've scored the last 10 to take the 3-point lead.
Patty's Handmade Designs and Gifts, Marshall Garage Door, and Golden Oaks Assisted Living, all of Marshall. Pleased to bring you this broadcast, Missouri Valley College football on KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, and livestream.com.
Like Darius Adams, that's a different running back. Is that Dahl? I think that's...
Adams wants to throw on first down. He launches it and overthrows Jarrell, who had a step on Justin Wohlert.
Yeah.
He threw that ball 60 yards into the wind.
Well, and again, threw that a long way. I would think about the short passing game, though. Try to get those short passes. And how about Malachi Daniels the last couple times he's run the ball? Has looked very effective.
Well, it's 2nd and 10.
Nigel Dahl in the game now, though, at the running back position.
From the 29. We're just underway in the fourth quarter, 10-7. Defenses are ruling the day. And now they'll hand it off to Dahl. Nigel sneaks through a hole and gets across the 30 out to the 33. But, Joe, again, nice run. But after you have that incomplete pass, it brings up 3rd down and 6.
Josh Wilson, defensive back, Eric Walsh, linebacker, there to make that stop. So, big 3rd down play right here. So, Vikes need to pull something out here.
All the Vikings check those wristbands of the plays. They send Stenard, Johnson, Davis all wide to the right. Now send Davis in motion on 3rd down and 6. Here they come. And they swing it to Johnson, and it's incomplete.
Monster hit that time. What a hit that time by one of the defensive backs. That was Caleb DeHaan, a junior out of Orange City, Iowa. And, boy, he hit Mikael Johnson the minute the ball got there. So,
well, had he caught it, it'd have been a loss.
Yeah. Illegal block on the Vikings. They had to make that block because there was pressure on Adams, and they're going to turn that penalty down and make the Vikes kick into the wind.
Another 3 and out for this offense. Can't keep doing that. Have to find a way to move but it all started with an incomplete pass, throwing it deep downfield, and then after the running play, it was 3rd and 7. So Maiden will punt it away again. Give the Red Raider defense all the credit in the world. They have stymied this offense. Maybe coming after this punt. Here they come. Maiden gets it away.
Nice
spiral into the wind. Fair catch called for and made by Green. Again, goes up and just grabs it at the 27-yard line.
That's a wide receiver catching the punt, but didn't think about bringing the ball into his body, did he?
Nope, and he makes the catch, and the Raiders will take over. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back with the Red Raider Drive in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
Big 20.
Well, on the first down play, Riley runs the football and gets absolutely nothing. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, but 12-12 to go, Joe. Got to get that ball back. And
Yep. Carlton,
Get in the
Kilgore, and
end
Roy
zone.
Hale on that last stop, and they dropped Riley right at the line of scrimmage.
Vikes back in the playoffs this year. Brunsma wants to throw over the middle. It's caught. Short gain, 32-yard line. Tight end makes the catch on that play, and that's Levi Edelman, but it'll be 3rd and 5.
Got Jacob King, the linebacker out of Blue Springs, there to bring him down. So another big 3rd down play right here. Now we're going to have a timeout on the field. I don't know if this is an official's timeout or what.
Oh, the pass is incomplete.
Oh, incomplete. Said he dropped it. Okay. That's
Say
good.
he juggled the ball.
That's good.
It would have been 3rd and 5. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now. 11:52 to go. And remember, the Red Raiders have the wind at their back here in the 4th quarter. We have soccer coming up at 5 this evening. We'll take a little break. This game moving right along. We'll have soccer for you at 5 o'clock on the live stream tonight. 3rd and 11. Brunsma back to throw. All out blitz. Throws over the middle. Completes it for a short gain. They'll have to punt. They got it to the tight end, Corselman, and the Vikings were there to make the play.
Toa Hogan, who looks like to me has played a pretty good game today. Toa there to bring him down in his tracks. So, again, they needed 12. They only got about 5 on the play. So, Vikes will get it again. Edelman's going to kick it with the wind at his back. It looks like Jarrell and Ricky Fuentes are going to drop back right about their own 25-yard line with 11:22 to go in the game. 10-7 Northwestern led at halftime by that score. No scoring here in the second half.
Boy, it has been a defensive battle. High snap. Vikes stay away from the punter. Boy, he booms this one, and Jarrell's going to have a shot at it, though. From his own 10, looking for room, trying to get to the outside. He breaks one tackle, now spun down at the 18-yard line, and a late flag comes in. Where that comes in, that probably is an illegal block.
Yeah, nice tackle that time as that stop was made by Court Eklund. He just reached out and grabbed Jarrell Davis's jersey, and that is going to be a holding. Yeah, blocking the back by the Vikings.
Boy, you looked at the I looked down at the Viking sideline, and they all just kind of went, wow, here we go. Now it's going to be a 90-yard drive. Well, why not? You're in the playoffs, 10:56 to go. How about a 90-yard drive?
That'd be great. You know, you're thinking maybe Jarrell, that's one he's going to break. But I tell you, this Red Raider team, a very good tackling team. They have not missed many tackles, and they do a very good job of pursuing. So give them credit. They've played a whale of a game on defense today, as have the Vikings. Both teams have played very well defensively.
It's been a couple of mistakes that have led to scores. First down, Vikings keep it on the ground. Malachi right up the middle. The pile moves out to the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 5.
I'll tell you, this Viking offense
is going to be flags now. Again, this penalty is going to go on Nick Tall, as the play was over, and Nick Tall just simply threw the free safety to the turf.
So now you've got about
a
6-yard gain is going to go for naught. Now it's going to be first down and a whole bunch.
And it was very obvious. He just took the safety and threw him to the turf.
Can't do that, guys.
Nope. Nick Tall is out of St. Joe, 5'11", 276 senior. So instead of a first down or 2nd and 5, it is first and
whole bunch.
Probably 13.
Yeah, it's one of those half the distance of the goal things, I guess, so not as bad as it could have been.
But it's after the penalty, after the play, so it is 2nd down. Vikes deep in their own end, can ill afford a mistake here. 2nd and 12 for Reyes. Takes the snap, backpedals, now swings it to Malachi out of the backfield. Straight ahead to the 15. Hurdles the free safety, the strong safety, Jake Zylstra, gets to the 16, so it's 3rd down and 4. But, Joe, there's the penalty. Instead of a first down, it's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Jake Zylstra, nice stop, came up from his free safety. He's a junior out of Renton, Washington. But, again, Malachi Daniels getting a lot of yardage through the passing and running game, so big 3rd down play here.
10 minutes to go in the ball game, 10-7, Northwestern Iowa with a lead. Fans on the other side really cheering for their Red Raiders. They've had a nice football team. Great defense. 3rd and 5. Reyes waits for the snap, gets it, backpedals. He's got time, looks, surveys the field, throws to the sideline, and throws it out of bounds.
Kel Johnson caught it, but he was about 2 yards out of bounds when he made the catch. So, again, Vikings, thanks to the penalty, go 3 and out. You're going to have to kick this one away.
And, Joe, you need 5 yards on that play, and they're trying to throw it 30 yards downfield. So it's another punting situation for Maiden. And, boy, Jarrell Davis has just been non-existent in this football game.
Well, and this time Maiden's going to have to stand back right about his 1 yard line and kick into a pretty stiff breeze with 9:44 left to play.
The Red Raiders know another touchdown could well put them on their way because this Viking offense really struggling to move the ball. Maiden
Nice
into the
kick.
wind, high, and that boy, look at the wind take that one. It's going to bring it down to the Viking 44-yard line. Fantastic field position for the Red Raiders, and once again, the Vikings call under the defense to come up with a couple of plays.
Yeah, and just it'd been interesting to see what maybe the Vikings could have done if they'd have picked up that first down, because Daniels had a nice run on first down, and really the offensive line started to open some holes for the running game, but running out of time here, you figure the Vikings maybe going to get the ball a couple more times, and that's probably about it.
And again, they can probably ill afford to allow the Red Raiders to get into the end zone.
Give them
a field goal
would not kill us. Wouldn't help us, but it wouldn't kill us.
First down at the Viking 45-yard line for Brunsma and the Red Raiders. They'll swing a pass to the side. It is caught by Green or dropped.
I think Kobe Lowe knocked it away.
All right. Intended the pass to Green. Kobe Lowe came up, knocked it away from Green, incomplete, 2nd and 10. It would have been a gain of about 4.
Yeah, good play by Kobe. Came up very quickly and got there about the same time the ball did, so he's played well. Green's a very good receiver.
2nd down and 10 from the 45-yard line. NAI playoffs underway. Both tight ends, Edelman and Korselman, move to the left side of the formation. Now they want to run the ball to the big fullback, and he slips after a gain of 1. That's Brady Timmer. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Michael Barnes up from the secondary to make the hit. How many times have they shifted both tight ends to one side, then run the opposite way, kind of the weak side that time? And they did. The Vikes read it. Somebody almost got Dimmer in the backfield, but then Michael Barnes brought him down for a gain of only 2. So another big 3rd down play. 3rd and 8, 9 minutes left to play in the game.
2 wide receivers off to the left side, 2 to the right. They have to get to the Viking 35 for a first down. Timmer in the backfield. He's the 213-pound fullback. And they're going to give it to Timmer, and he's tripped up at the 40.
Ty Phillips got him down around the ankles. Ty got him in the ankles and brought him down. So could be decision time. That's good. I think they'll punt the ball here. The ball right on the 40. They've got about 5 yards to go for a first down. I think if you're behind, you go for it. I think with the lead, you kick this one away.
Well, they don't want to give that ball away there again. I don't think they have not brought out the punting unit as of yet, but it looks like they're going.
I would. I mean, if I'm behind, I go for it here. If I'm ahead, though, I'm gonna try to pin the Vikings deep with that wind in their face.
And with their defense playing right now, say, hey, we're going to rely on the nation's #1 ranked defense, and they're showing it today. So Edelman standing at the 45. Let's see if the Vikes they show return. And Edelman's going to fake it, and he's got the first down and more. Edelman to the 30-yard line, tripped up at the 26.
Wow, what a call.
He ran to the right. The Vikings had it stopped, but he cut back and picks up a first down at the 26-yard line.
And Edelman not that fast. He doesn't seem like he has that good speed, but boy, he planted and cut back to the left and had a good lane over there, and that's a big play right there. I guess that was a called fake punt.
Yeah,
it looked like it was.
I think he wanted to throw it. He was rolling to his right slowly, and there was nobody open, so he cut back, and the Vikes couldn't come up with it. So they get it back. And I'll tell you right now, the Red Raiders are winning this football game, and to this point, they deserve it. Let's see if the Vike defense can come up with a big play. First down from the 25. And Brunsma wants to throw. He's hit as he throws. It is incomplete. Tried to get it to Ben Green, low on the coverage, and Brunsma was hit just as he threw the ball, and it was incomplete.
Green wanted interference, but both guys were battling for that ball over there on the far sideline, and good pressure as Brunsma just pretty well popped that one up in the air. If Green hadn't been so tall, I think Kobe might have intercepted that pass.
2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line after the fake punt. Brunsma will wait for the snap.
They want to run clock if they can. They're going to take as much time as they can between plays now.
We're down to 7:19. Here's the pitch. They run to Riley. Williams after him. Williams runs him out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. And that's a loss of about 2. It'll be second down and 3rd and 12.
Good job by Ricky. Ricky got the outside. He's a 218-pound sophomore linebacker. And, Ken, you look for him to be one of the key leaders on this defensive unit next year.
3rd down and 12.
Well, I would say they're quite possibly in field goal range right now. It'll still be a long field goal. They missed from about this same distance last time, but Vikes need to hold here on 3rd down.
Brunsma rolls. He wants to throw it, and he throws the screen. It's caught by Edelman. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he'll go down there.
Yeah, Jordan Peppers made the stop. Vikes did a very good job that time, and Brunsma looks like he's shaking up a little bit as somebody nailed him in the backfield. He's limping, but
they're going to go for it here.
It's going to be a 4th down. 4th down, it's going to be 4th down and about 11.
And they're going to go for it, at least right now, the indication, so they don't have the trust in Dittman to kick this field goal, so they're going to go for it. 4th down and 11.
Game on the line definitely right here.
And they'll keep it on the ground, and the Vikes will take over at the 32-yard line.
Kyronton Kilgore, a big stop by the big guy. He got into the backfield that time and made the hit, and the freshman made a huge stop for the Vikings on 4th down.
Well, the fake punt gave them a few more minutes and a few more yards. The Vikings take over at their own 27. And, Joe, with 5:57 to go, this may be the drive.
I'm surprised they ran the ball. I thought with 11 yards to go, you got to throw it. But, boy, they thought maybe they'd catch the Vikes off guard. But Kilgore was right there, Johnny on the spot. And, okay, pretty good field position, guys. Let's see if we can do it. Do or die here, it looks like.
Yeah, under 6 minutes to go now, so this could be the final chance for the Vikings. And they've got a long ways to go. Reyes back to throw. Pocket hold. Looks. Now he's going to scramble. There's a hold. Reyes is going to get to the 30, but that's going to be a holding penalty.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 20 from about the 18-yard line.
Vikes have gotten been penalized quite a few times today. That one hurts.
Yeah, a lot of penalties. And this one's coming back. It'll be a hold. Whoa! Oh, personal foul.
We'll
hit
take
to the face.
Looked like a hold. Hey, we take it back, guys. We're sorry.
I'm sorry, but where they threw that, as Reyes was going to the corner, I guess I just better wait. I thought it was going to be a hold.
It looked like a hold. I mean, I didn't see anybody hold, but that's where they normally throw that. So we just need to be quiet till we know what's happening.
Well, let me see on the replay if I can see where it was. Can't really see where it was, but that takes the ball all the way out to the 46. 1st down. Down to 5:38. Been a good season for the Vikes. Trips to the right side. They want to keep playing. Back to throw. Reyes steps up, throws sideline. It is caught by Fuentes. Ricky makes a move. He's at the 20-yard line, breaks a tackle to the 15. Ricky Fuentes to the sideline, broke a couple of tackles. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
What a throw by Bruce Reyes. Bruce put that one right on the money. Ricky Fuentes, a deep out pattern, and Ricky ran right under that one. And big break for the Vikes right now. 1st and 10 at the 15.
15-yard line, 1st down. They hand it off. Malachi looking for a hole. Malachi's to the 10, down to the 8-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 3 from the 8.
And there again, that offensive line of the Vikes opens a nice hole for the running game. Good 1st down pickup by Malachi. That's a gain of about 6. So 2nd down and 4. Vikes knocking on the door. 4:50 left. 10-7. Northwestern on top.
Fuentes made the catch of the day to this point. 4:42. 2nd down and 4. They spotted at the 9. Did not give him the 8-yard line. Malachi works to the left side of Reyes. Let's see if the Vikes will keep it on the ground here. Reyes going to keep it. Quarterback keeper. He's too close to the 5, and that's close to a 1st down.
All right, guys, let's do the job now. Let's finish it off.
They're going to give him the 6. It should be 3rd and about 1.
Yeah, we don't need a motion penalty or anything here. Let's pick this thing up. We need to score right here.
3rd down and 1. The ball's at the 7. They bring in Sean Owens, another tight end. Bring in another offensive lineman, Sean Rogers. They're going to stack this up, 3rd down and a yard. Reyes sends a man in motion. Turns. Malachi straight up the head. To the 5. First down, 4-yard line.
Good job by the offensive line. Nice play call that time by the Vikings, and first down inside of the 5, 1st and goal.
3:48 to go. This drive started at the 27, aided by a penalty. But it's 1st and goal just inside the 5. Vikings keep everybody in tight. Fairchild in the block. Hand it off, straight ahead. Malachi down to the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
Good call on 1st down.
Clock moving. Vikings need to get into the end zone. Well, they really could do a field goal to tie it.
Let's go ahead and score and win this thing. 3 minutes, right now, almost 3 minutes left in the game. It's just over 3 minutes.
Yeah, and nobody's stopping the clock, so this is the drive of the game. 2nd down and goal from the 3.
Hold on to the ball, guys.
Delvon goes in motion. Straight ahead. Malachi Daniels spins to the goal line. Is he in?
He's
no.
right there. He's
line.
right on the edge of the goal line. That ball can't be more than a foot away from the touchdown.
3rd and goal inside the 1.
What about faking it to Malachi and Bruce rolling out to the left?
Yeah, we're going to find out. 2:30 to go. Ball at the 1-yard line. 3rd down and goal. Reyes taps that right foot, sends Franklin in motion, gives it off. Malachi, he is not going to get in. It's 4th and goal. The game on the line right here.
What do you do now?
You run the football. If you can't get a yard, you don't win the game. 2:09 to go, and I think a timeout.
Yep.
Ball right at the 1-yard line. It's 4th and goal from the 1. 10-7 Northwestern Iowa. We're back with the 4th down play. Oh, they're going to go for the field goal. Going to go for the tie here, Joe. Play for overtime.
Yeah,
well,
you can't fault that. That's not a bad call, and at least
Ellison will hold. Morrow going to try for the extra point to tie, or the field goal to tie. Ball down, kick is on the way, and it's up and it's through, and we're tied at 10. 1:34 to go. The Vikes decided to go for the tie at home, and we are tied at 10 with 1:34 to go in this playoff game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, the Vikings go for the field goal, and Dan Morrow puts it through to tie this game with 1:22, so they may be thinking overtime here.
Give that field goal unit credit. A lot of pressure. Wolfram is he the deep snapper? I know Ellison holds and Morrow the kick, but those guys, all three, had to do a job that time with the season on the line, and they got it done.
10-all is our score. The Vikes were within a yard.
That touchdown would have been sweet. It would have been sweet.
All right, Morrow to kick it away. Now the Vikes special team has to go to work. Don't give up the big play here. Morrow into the football. And he booms it high but short into that wind. And this one is going to be grabbed by Aaron Waltz. Waltz across the 10. He's out to the 23, protecting the ball with both arms. And that's where the Red Raiders will go to work.
You know, that was a good kick by Morrow. He didn't get it deep because the wind's right in his face, but that ball hung in the air a long time and gave that Viking kickoff team plenty of time to get down in good coverage. So nice kick by the Viking place kicker.
Now the Red Raiders are thinking field goal. How many field goals have we seen made against us here, Joe?
All going the way they're going.
Oh, don't talk. I don't want to think about it.
Don't want to even think about that. Nope.
Vikes,
We're going to hold him. We're going to hold him here.
that's a call a coach has to make. Do you go to get the yard or do you go for the field goal? They went for the field goal, tie the game. Now it's up to this defense to do something against Brunsma. Brunsma back to throw, rushes on. He steps up, throws it to the sideline, overthrows his favorite receiver, Ben Green. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 1:22 left.
And one more time, Ken, good coverage by Kobe Lowe, the freshman over there on Green. Green's a good receiver. What do they list him at
About
height-wise?
6'5",
He's about listed at 6'2", but he looks taller than that. But Kobe Lowe's not very tall. They only list Kobe at about 5'9", so he's giving away quite a bit of size and doing a good job.
10-10 ball game, minute 22 to go in regulation. Brunsma backpedals to his 15, looks, throws, it is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Riley out of the backfield. Jacob King out of Blue Springs on the coverage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, good job that time by King. He was covering the running back coming out of the backfield, and he hit him about the time the ball got there. So, tell you, Vikes get a stop here. Who knows?
Have some time, won't they?
Crowd really getting into it right now.
3rd down and 10. The two pass plays have not taken much time off the clock. 1:17 to go. Brunsma standing back at the 17 for the snap. He throws, it is knocked away. Ben Green knocked away by who else? Michael Barnes.
There was a senior defensive play right there, and I mean Michael got there just at the right time. And now you think, hey, let's start thinking punt return. If we can get Jarrell, maybe this would be a good time for Jarrell to run one back. Just don't fumble the ball down deep in our own territory.
Yeah, you're going to overtime one way or the other. Let's see. Edelman will be back to punt it away.
He does have the wind at his back, so.
Fuentes and Jarrell Davis, don't fumble the ball. You are exactly right. 1:11 to go. Here comes the rush. They get it away.
Nice kick.
This one's spinning side to side. Jarrell dropped it, picks it up, and he's down at the 22.
Yeah.
Ooh, he dropped it, but it went right to his feet, picked it up. Good coverage down there. And hustling down to make the coverage was Jermaine Ambrose.
We're down exactly a minute left, Ken. Deep in our own territory, into the wind. I'm not sure we don't just kind of play this one for overtime.
You might right now.
You don't want to make a mistake down here and because they would be in field goal range. So I think you'd be very conservative.
Well,
I think
you played it conservative the first time by getting the field goal instead of go for the touchdown, so you might just want to do that again here. You're right. With 1 minute left. All right, let's see who the Vikes bring out. They bring out Reyes at quarterback, Malachi Daniels. No mistakes down here. They're in field goal range.
Yep.
You might want to run the football. I'm with you, and maybe just get out of here and go to OT.
I think playing at home, we got the momentum. We just scored. Don't be careful.
Reyes out of the shotgun with Malachi working to his right. Well, Bruce going to throw over the middle. Caught.
All right,
Jarrell Davis, first down, 35-yard line.
What do we know?
Get it to your best playmaker. And on the coverage was Jake Zilstra.
Yeah, good throw by Bruce. Nice catch. I think that's the first play downfield. I think Jarrell's caught, first pass he's caught today downfield.
Down to 49 seconds. Reyes back to throw. To the sideline. It is caught by McDaniel. He's short of the first down, a 9-yard gain, out of bounds at the Viking 46.
Now you're out where you can start really doing something. You're out around close to midfield, so nice job by Bruce. Couple of good throws, one to Jarrell, one to McDaniel.
Get the first down here. 43 seconds to go. Reyes takes the snap out of the backfield, tried to get it to McDaniel. Joe, I thought maybe you run for the first down there and get the first down, but now it's 3rd and 1.
Tried to hit Malachi circling out of the backfield that time and just overshot him. So I think the Vikings take a timeout. 39.7 seconds left to play in the game. So down to the big 3rd down play right here.
We'll step aside as well on the Viking Sports Network. Tied at 10, 39 seconds to go, back in 30. Third down and about a yard from the Viking 46. You have to get this first down, or else you'll be punting it away and giving them one more shot.
I think you probably go Malachi right up the gut and try to pick this up. I think that's, I would guess, but
we'll see. Get the first down here, and maybe you have a shot at a few more pass plays. And they do. They give it on the reverse to Jarrell Davis. Davis gets to midfield. He's bumped out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 45-yard line of the Red Raiders.
Great call that time by the Vikings. I think everybody in the place, including you and I, thought Malachi was going up the middle, and Jarrell came from the flanker, came around, and got to the outside. So Vikings have it now in Northwestern territory at the 45, 32.9 seconds left to play.
A couple of first downs here could give Dan Morrow a shot, but you have to have a couple of first downs against a very good defense.
Yeah, but Bruce looks like he's throwing the ball well this series. He's had a couple right on target.
First down at the 45-yard line. That pass is caught by McDaniel. He's in field goal range and drugged down at the 25-yard line. A little slant pattern. McDaniel makes the catch. Reyes asks for timeout at the 25.
Boy, Bruce stuck that one right in there. And this has been a big game for Dylan McDaniel. He caught that touchdown pass, the Vikings' only touchdown of the game, and that was a huge catch right there. I don't know. It's still, if you're talking right now, kicking, it's going to be about a 40 plus yard or into the wind, so I think you got to get a few more yards.
Yeah, you could take a shot here, but it'd be a tough one.
Yeah, you got to go. If you got the wind at your back, we're probably in range, but with the wind in our face, I think you've got to go ahead and get another couple first downs.
Vikings may have one timeout left. I know they used one on the fourth down. They down here when they had it first and goal, I believe. And this is their second one. I'm not sure they have one left or not.
And how about Bruce Reyes during this drive? He has not had a real good game throwing the ball for the most part, but he's put 3 passes right on the line, right on the money here in this drive down the field. And we started out back about our own 10-yard line.
Tyrone Ritter working one of our cameras out here and enjoying the ball game. You enjoying the ball game, Tyrone? And Janelle Garcia working the live stream crew with Chaz Matty and doing a fantastic job.
Tyrone's having that camera's been shaking up and down. I've been watching it.
All right, first down at the 25-yard line. Down to 26.7 seconds. Vikings have the ball at the left hash mark. And they want to throw it. Reyes throws it. McDaniel is incomplete. The ball was underthrown, and Wohlert was there, and he stepped in front, and it was a battle for it, and it's incomplete.
And I'll tell you, McDaniel had to be to the defensive back that time. Wohlert had the inside position, and he got up, and McDaniel got up, knocked that one away from him. So down to 20.4 seconds on the clock. Second down for the Vikings, ball right on the 25-yard line.
I wouldn't mind throwing that same pass to maybe to Jarrell. Let's see.
Well, you got to kind of throw away from Wohlert. He's a pretty good defensive back. Yeah.
20 seconds to go. Second down from the 25-yard line. Reyes takes the snap, back pedals, rushes on, get rid of it. It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Now they were trying to set up a screen, and once again, every time, Joe, they tried to set up that screen, they're not fooling the Red Raiders. It's third down now and 10, and that ball's at tilt to 25. It would be a 42-yard attempt into the wind for Dan Morrow.
I think you got to get it down to about the 15 to have a real good shot. Get it down to the 15, that'd make it about a 32-yard field goal probably, and it's pretty good wind blowing, so that's otherwise Dan's got the range to hit this.
Morrow has done his warm-ups. He's standing at the sideline now. It is third down with 16.6 seconds remaining. Reyes, and now the Vikes have to use their final timeout, and that's huge. A delay of game. Oh, no. My goodness.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Now it will be a 47-yarder if they don't pick up the first down. That was not good. Oh, boy. Well,
got to get it down to about the 15.
I don't know if they have any timeouts remaining.
I don't know.
If they don't, they stop the clock. But it's third down. Reyes going to take off, try to get some of that yardage back. He stopped at the 30, so they'll have to use their final timeout now.
You're talking about a 50-yard field goal into the wind right now. So,
and the Vikes will take their final timeout, 2.3 seconds to go. Well, that 5 yards could be huge. We've seen some big field goals that go against the Vikings, so maybe this one will work with them. Final timeout. Boy, that was a killer, though, Joe. You had third down, you had a timeout to work, try to get it closer, and then a delay of game. It's either going to go through or we're going to go to overtime.
Well, I think they're going to try it. It's going to be about a 48, 49-yard field goal, I'm guessing. Ball's right on the 30-yard line, so this will be a
47.
Be a long one.
2.3 seconds to go, 10-10, the Red Raiders and the Vikings. If he doesn't make it, we'll play a little overtime.
Well, Dan's done a great job all year. This would be a be a monster. If he hits this one, no doubt who the player of the game will be.
Yeah. Morrow won the game at Baker with a field goal. A lot of folks on the Malcolm Center for Student Life balcony watching the game. Into the wind, and boy, it is a wind coming out of the southwest. This will be a 47-yard attempt with Ellefson holding.
2.3 seconds left. This will be the last play. Come on, Dan, nail it.
Morrow takes the look, now ready to go. Ellefson will hold. And now
Northwestern takes a timeout, I think.
They want to freeze him. So they'll take a timeout here. And that'll give us a chance to tell you that we'd like to thank Bank 21 of Marshall, Sedalia, Carrollton, and Blue Springs, and Green Hills Ag and Brookfield for making this broadcast of Missouri Valley College football playoffs possible. Thanks for being with us. Hopefully we'll have a game next Saturday, but we'll find out. We do have soccer coming up on the live stream. That'll be at 5 o'clock today.
I'll tell you, a big turning point of the game, though, we thought the Vikings, they were going to call holding on the Vikings, and it ended up illegal hands to the face against Northwestern. So, you know, it was right in that zone where they call holding. We thought that's what it was going to be. Again, a big defensive penalty against Northwestern. That's when the Vikings drove down and got that field goal.
Third field goal attempt, middle of the field.
Come on, Dan.
And they're going to send a man back if this is short, maybe return this, so watch for that as well. This will be a 47-yard attempt to win the game. Ellefson takes a look at his kicker. Whistle blows, good snap. Ball's on the way, and it's short and left. Now the Vikings better be careful because they're going to try to run this one back, and now they'll just down it in the end zone. So we're heading to overtime. That one never had a chance, and the delay of game didn't hurt. That wasn't going to happen there either. So we're going to overtime. 10-10, first round playoffs. We'll be back to Greg Mitchell in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network. Well, in the overtime, you start at the 25-yard line, and you have first downs, and you just get the ball at the 25. If you win the toss, you want to play defense. You want to know what you have to do. So,
and both teams go the same way, so both teams will be going into the win with the win at their back, I would feel certain.
So we'll have the coin toss. The Vikings have Reyes out there along with
Roy Wolfram. Yep.
And let's see who won the toss. I think the Red Raiders won the toss.
We'll see. They're going to line up.
Yeah, and they'll play defense. So the Red Raiders want to play defense. Boy, we've won the toss all year, Joe. I'd like to have won that one. But let's go ahead and get a touchdown and then see what happens here.
Well, this Viking offense, they've moved the ball pretty well their last two series, so maybe they found something, maybe found a little bit of chink in the armor of the Red Raider defense. Let's hope so. We'll be going, both teams will have the wind at their back during this series. Each team runs 4 plays. You pick up a first down, you keep going.
Vikings will have it at the 25-yard line. Well, we knew it was going to be a defensive game. A fumble early allowed the Vikes to get a touchdown.
I was thinking it was going to be a 55-50 slugfest.
Yeah, an interception by Bruce Reyes led to a field goal, and then the Vikes just got the tying field goal. They had the ball 4th and goal at the 1. Coach Trott decided to go for the tie versus the win, and that's where we are right now, tied at 10. Vikes tried a long field goal, didn't work. But it's first down at the 25-yard line. And the Vikings will roll Reyes to his right. He's going to throw it into the end zone and overthrows Johnson, who had a step again on Zylstra. Boy, I'll tell you what, Bruce is throwing that ball, but that would have been tough. But, Joe, here you go again after trying to throw it into the corner of the end zone at 2nd and 10.
Bruce had some running room down the right side that time. He rolled out. He kind of had already turned the corner at about 10 yards down the right side. And like you said, McHale had a step, just a little bit overthrown.
Yeah,
there,
he would have had a good 8-9 yards on that play. Now it's 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Now the Vikes will run the ball, and they get 2, so it's 3rd and 8. So an incomplete pass, a short running play. Now the Vikes in a little bit of trouble already, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, you got to pretty well pick up.
Boy.
Let's see, and you start. This is when you start thinking about field goals. But this would be about a 42-yard field goal, but it would be with the wind at the back. So we'll just have to see what the call is right here. 3rd and 8.
Ball is at the 23-yard line. Vikes have to get to the 15 to pick up a first down. Again, the toss was won by the Red Raiders, and they go to work defensively. Reyes takes the snap, throws it. It is caught. Stenard, 9-yard line, gets out of bounds. First down.
Biggest play of the year for the freshman, a diving catch. Reyes, that was a little out pattern. Stenard went down to about the 10, cut to the sideline, had to go down to get it, but a good throw by Bruce, good catch. Vikings get a new set of downs right around the 11.
First down at the 11-yard line, so they can pick up a first down. Reyes hands it off a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, the good thing about the Vikes should be in field goal range right now. You'd like to get 6 out of this deal, but you want to come away with points in every possession in overtime.
Ball's at the 10-yard line, and the clock is off, obviously, as we are in overtime. So it is 2nd down and 8. They give him a couple of yards.
How about time for Jarrell Davis to make a big play?
Jarrell's in the slot to the right side as they move right to left toward the Malcolm Center. Reyes throws it wide open into the end zone. Is it caught? Yes. No. They say it was dropped. The Vikings say that Malachi Daniels never had the ball. Oh, boy. Let's take a look at the replay.
He was wide open.
I mean, he was so wide open. And they say drop the ball.
Wow. Boy, I mean, there was nobody within 5 yards of Malachi.
I want to see the pass again. He threw it sidearm, and
you can't see from that angle.
Boy, it looks like he had it. He dropped it.
Whoa, what a big play
and
right
there.
there.
Was nobody within 10 yards of it.
That would have been huge.
3rd down at the 9-yard line. 3rd down. They can't get a first down at the 1. Low snap. Reyes picks it up, in trouble. He's going to scramble. He's to the 10, to the 5. He's bumped out of bounds at the 1. That should be a first down. A low snap. Reyes picked it up, busted play, so Bruce said, I'm taking it. He raced around the left side. He got to the 1-yard line. That should be a first down.
And I tell you what, Bruce Reyes has been playing like a senior quarterback here these last few series. He's really made some big throws, a big run right there, great decision. Like I say, that low snap kind of could have killed the timing for that whole play, but Bruce, a good recovery, and Vikes inside the 1 now, 1st and goal. Let's see if we can punch it on in.
Wow. That was a low snap, busted play, and he just takes it. I don't have anybody. So it's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Malachi Daniels to the goal line. Did he get in?
He's right there. I don't think they have no indication
down.
yet. He's Malachi on his back, right about the 1-foot line.
So it's 2nd down at the 1-yard line. Inside the 1-yard line.
Looks like Zavon Moore shaking up a little bit. He's limping down there, but right on the edge.
Boy, got to get in here. 2nd down and goal Reyes again to Malachi, hurls the top, he didn't get in. Now he stays on his feet, and he does get in.
Wow, what a recovery by Malachi. He went up in the air that time. They hit him in midair. He came back down on his feet and then rolled around to the right side and went into the end zone.
What a play by Malachi Daniels. He went over the top, and that big, strong defensive line was there, and he kept his balance and got into the end zone. How about the play of Stenard? How about the play of Reyes and that run? Now a big extra point by Dan Morrow.
That was athleticism by Daniels. You can't coach that.
Ellefson will hold, ball down, kick on the way. Big extra point is up, and it is good.
All right.
Don't make me wait that long. It's 17-10 Vikings. Now the Red Raiders will get the ball, and we'll be back with the call in 30 seconds.
We're at the beginning of
First down coming up from the 25-yard line. On first down, they hand it off to Riley. He's hit after a very short gain. Ricky Williams on the tackle. It'll be second down and 9.
Yeah, two linebackers, Ricky Williams, Roy Hale, both got to the outside that time to bring Riley down. And that ball's going to stay just inside the 25, so give him a gain of maybe a yard on the play.
Well, if this game holds, you probably have, I don't know who you give the most valuable player to offensively. It'd be Brunsma if they come back and win, but wow. Let's worry about that later. Second down and 9 from the 24. Brunsma back to throw, rushes on, throws to the side, it's incomplete, or was it caught? It's incomplete.
Yeah, I think the ball hit the ground.
He was trying to get that to one of his tight ends, that's J.C. Korselman, and it's incomplete. Third down and 9.
Boy, we thought maybe the Vikings in trouble when Malachi Daniels couldn't corral that pass in the end zone, but that big run by Bruce Reyes to pick up that first down on third down really turned the tide in that Vikings go-ahead touchdown.
Third down from the 24. Brunsma takes a look at the bench. Each team gets a timeout in the overtime. Brunsma at the 29-yard line. Takes the snap, looks, throws it out to the side. It's going to be fourth down and about 4. As they got it to Sam Rawls, check that, off to Jay Ellsbury. He gets to the 20. They have to get to the 15. It is fourth down from the 20-yard line, and you get one timeout in overtime, and the Red Raiders will take it right here. They have to get to the 15 to pick up a first down. Thanks to Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Missouri Valley College, Viking Athletic Goods, along with ConAgra, Wood and Houston Bank, Weber Seeds, Community Bank, Marshall, Blackburn, Malta Bend, Waverly, Sweet Springs, the City of Marshall, Central Missouri Glass in Boonville, Jones Brothers Agri Service in Lamont, all with us on the broadcast. Other sponsors today for this playoff game: Warehouse Tire and Mufflers Sedalia, Frank's Appliance in Marshall, Exchange Bank, Missouri. Also brought to you by Sun Loan, ServPro, Lockhart Chiropractic, and Bartlett Grain Olive Marshall, Patty's Handmade Designs and Gifts, Marshall Garage Door in Golden Oaks, Assisted Living, all of Marshall, along with Bank 21 in Marshall, Sedalia, Carrollton, and Blue Springs, and Green Hills Ag in Brookfield.
Toa Hogan made the stop on that last play, so here it is, all on the line now. Fourth down and about 4.
You better look for number 85, Ben Green. 4th and 4. They have to get to the 15 to keep this drive alive. Brunsma rolls. He's looking. He throws over the middle. Wide open. Touchdown. Tight end Levi Edelman. Wide open. Well, go block the extra point. Well, what a nice play. He rolled, and Edelman was wide open.
Yep, he put that ball right in there. Nice throw, and Brunsma rolling to his left that time, rolling against the grain, and just lofted it towards the end zone. Edelman right there.
Here's the extra point attempt by Dittman. It's up the way, and it is good. So
we'll do this all over again.
We'll do it all over again. The Vikes had all the momentum, but couldn't stop them on a 4th down. 17 all now. The Red Raiders will get the ball first. Boy, Joey rolled, and you thought he had him, and someone forgot to cover the tight end.
Yeah, had him pressured. Toa Hogan right in his face, but Brunsman's a pretty good quarterback. He's taking his time, made some good throws under pressure today, and so tell you what, been a good football game. One of those games it's really a shame for either team to lose this one.
Well, the Vikings, no matter what happens today, a young ball club, and I think we'll just see what happens. The 8-2 right now would like to go 9-2 on the season.
You know, it's just now 3 o'clock. Normally these games take about 3 hours to play. We've played a full game in an overtime. So.
All right, the ball, good call by the Red Raiders as they rolled to the left, and they had Edelman wide open.
Well, I like this scenario, though. I like being on defense first. I mean, it might end up burning us, but let's see if we can hold. The defense has done it all year long. Let's see if we can do it again.
That was 3rd down and 5. Now they'll have the ball at the right hash mark, and here we go again. Brunsma just threw that touchdown pass to Edelman. Sends Green in motion. We haven't seen that yet. Back to throw. He's looking into the corner. It is incomplete. Good coverage by Byron Evans that time. He was with Green step for step, and really Green had to become the defender and keep it away from Byron Evans.
And Byron upset with himself. He thought he should have had the interception. That was a good defensive play by Byron. That would have been a tough catch by him, but I think he's disappointed. He thought he should have had it, but good coverage that time by the senior defensive back, Byron Evans.
Well, he had inside position. The pass was a little high, and I think Green did tip it. So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Tied up at 17. That's what playoff football is all about.
Come on, defense.
They put the ball in play. Brunsma. Now they're going to bring in another football. It was 4th down. The Raiders down to their last play when they got the touchdown.
Boy, I'd like to be able to run 4 plays with the score still tied if we can get it back.
2nd down from the 25-yard line. They send Riley in motion. Rushes on. They throw it, get it to the big fullback, and he gets to the 20-yard line, maybe the 19. That's Brady Timmer, and it's going to be 3rd down from the 19. From the 20, they're going to mark him right at the 20. He got 5 yards.
That was that screen pass. Dario Marquez made a saving tackle that time. That could have been a huge game as it goes down about the 20. So big 3rd down and 5, and boy, a nice crowd over on the far side over there. It's a lot of people here today.
Yep, coming in more and more as this game has gone on. 3rd down and 5 from the 20. Brunsma, no stranger to pressure. Takes the snap. Pumps once, throws, caught, and that'll be at the 7-yard line, and that's Green. That time he got away from Kobe Lowe, and it's 1st down and goal at the 7.
Yeah, Kobe's done a good job on him all day. That time, Green a little out pattern, and he was there, and a good throw again by Brunsma. So this Viking defense with the ball in the 7 is going to have to step up big here.
17 all. We're in the 2nd overtime. 1st and goal about the 7-yard line. Brunsma takes the snap. Quick throw to the outside. It is caught for a loss on the play. Or well, it's about a 2-yard gain. They get that one, I guess, to Sam Rawl. He gets around to the 5, so he'll pick up a couple.
Michael Barnes, Jacob King, and Kobe Lowe all right there on that pass. So good coverage by the Vikes. It was a completed pass, but very, very short gain on the play. Ball right about the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal from that point.
Vikes scored that touchdown and then had a 4th down play and couldn't stop the Red Raiders. Now it is 2nd and goal from the 5. We're in the 2nd overtime, tied at 17. Vikings may have to use a timeout here. They'll have to use their timeout on defense. They had the wrong personnel in. So Valley has to take a timeout. Now, the coaches are asking the officials about something, but the Vikings had to take a timeout. Anyway, We'll step aside for 30 seconds as well. We're in overtime, tied at 17.
Hello.
Well, after the timeout, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Red Raiders, 17 all.
Need a tackle for a loss right here.
Brunsma takes a look. The Vikings use that timeout. They'll get the ball no matter what happens here, but they'd like to get it back. Not trailing by 7. Brunsma will keep it on the ground. It is Riley. He's down to the 1. 3rd and goal from there. Now they'll probably bring Hudson back in. Hudson may be injured. He hadn't played much today. I didn't see him get injured, but Brady Timmer has been that fullback. Ball's at the 1, 3rd down.
What do you try to do if you're Northwestern? You throw it or you give it to Riley one more time?
I think you give it to Riley one more time. Ball's at the 1-yard line. This crowd was going nuts, and then after that play, they've kind of lost a little steam. 3rd and goal from the 1. Here's Riley with a football. He did. Did he get in?
I don't think so. No.
4th down. Now what do you do if you're the Red Raiders?
I don't know. That's tough. I think you probably on the road. They say on the road you go for the win. At home you play for the tie. That's kind of the old sports adage.
Well, but the thing is, if you don't score anything, and they're gonna go for it here. They are going to go for it here. 4th down at the 1. If they miss, if they don't get in, the Vikings could kick a field goal and win it. All right, they're going to go for it. Riley stays in the backfield. Let's see. I think they want timeout now. Coach is out on the field asking for timeout. Didn't get it. Here's the pass. The ball is tipped. It's dropped. And the Vikings now can kick a field goal and win it.
They weren't a timeout. The
Ackerhoff is on the field.
Did not see him, and they did not get the timeout. So the Vikings take over. All we have to do is score right now, and the game is over.
Ackerhoff wanted a timeout. He was out on the field, but they didn't see him, Joe, and they threw the pass intended for Green. I didn't see who tipped it. We'll watch the replay here as the pass was intended, and it was tipped by Lowe. Kobe Lowe's
played a good game today. The freshman defensive backs played a very good game.
Now the Vikes, a field goal wins it. Coach Ackerhoff wanted a timeout. He was about 7 yards on the field, but nobody saw him, Joe. They ran the play.
No pressure on the Viking offense right now, guys. Let's get it done.
1st down, handed off to Malachi. Malachi down to the 21. It'll be 2nd down. That's a gain of about 4. You want to play it close to the vest here, I think.
Yeah, Bruce is with the wind at his back. He's been a pretty good kicker all year long, so you'd like to think he's got a good chance of knocking one down. But I'd like to get down to about the 15 if we could. Let's just score 6 and end all doubt.
2nd down. McDaniel goes wide to the right side. They show blitz. Now Bruce may be changing the play. He has Malachi in the backfield with him. And they're going to hand it off again to Malachi. Bounces to the outside of the 20, down to the 19. They try to strip the ball, don't get it. 3rd down coming up.
Well, you'd like to have gotten a little bit more on that play, so it's going to be 3rd down now. And looks like probably about, I'm going to guess, about 5. Let's see where they mark it. Now, a little less than that. 3rd and about 4, I guess.
Vikings are in field goal range for Dan Morrow. How about bust one up the middle, get the touchdown, we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, let's score.
We're in the 2nd overtime. By the way, well, we'll talk about it after this play. It's 3rd down and about 4. Right up the middle, Malachi Daniels getting Dan Morrow in position for the field goal.
All right, Dan.
If you go 3 overtimes, you have to go for 2 on the conversion. So after this overtime, if the Vikes don't connect, if you score a touchdown, you have to go for 2.
No pressure, Dan. Just keep your head down and drive it through. Let's go home. Let's head to the next round.
Ellefson will hold. Ball in the middle of the field. This is
35.
a 35-yard attempt for Dan Morrow. Wind at his back. Young man from California. And now timeout is taken by Ackerhoff. He has the timeout now, so they'll freeze the kicker again. And this will do it. The Vikes can score here. It's over. If not, we'll play a third overtime. 17 all. Winner moves on in the playoffs. We have soccer coming up at 5 on the live stream.
Well, and Dan Morrow last week kicked a 33-yarder against Baker, almost the same distance, and that was with no wind basically. So we can a huge kick for the youngster, and he's had a great year. This will be a good way to, I don't say cap it off because we'd like to keep going, but this would be a huge kick for him if he can nail this one.
Timeout taken by the Red Raiders.
You can hear a pin drop here now. Everybody in anticipation of what might happen here. Steve Ellefson will be the holder. I think Roy Wolfram is Roy the deep snapper. Or is it?
No, the deep snapper for the Vikings is Joaquin Burgos.
Joaquin. All right, come on.
25-yard line, so a 35-yard attempt for the win in this first-round playoff game by Dan Morrow. Ellefson ready. Ball down, kick on the way. It's high enough, it's long enough, and it is good! And the Vikings advance. A 35-yard field goal by Dan Morrow, and the Vikings will advance to play again in double overtime, 20-17. What a win for the Vikings for the second week in a row. Dan Morrow with the game-winning field goal. So the Vikings move on, and we'll start the post-game show in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
With the holiday.
Well, the Vikings win it on a Dan Morrow field goal to make it 20-17. And it went to double overtime, but the Vikes pull it out. It was 10-7 at halftime. The Red Raiders with the lead, and the third quarter was scoreless. The Vikings got a field goal on a 4th and 1 late in the game to tie it at 10. Paul Troth thinking, get the points, let's go to OT. Then in the overtime, the Vikings scored on a 1-yard run by Malachi Daniels. However, the Red Raiders came back. Craig Brunsma passed to Levi Edelman on a 4th down play. The extra point is good. We head to overtime number 2. In the second overtime, it was a 1st and goal at the 7 for the Red Raiders, but on 3 plays unable to get in. In fact, they got down to the 1-yard line, and on 3rd and goal from about the 1, Jesse Riley was stopped short. They decided instead of kicking the field goal to go for the touchdown, and they rolled out, tried to throw it. The ball was batted away by Kobe Lowe. That was a huge play by Kobe Lowe, and the Vikings had it. 3 running plays to Malachi Daniels, set up Dan Morrow, and Dan Morrow's 35-yard field goal, the winner in double overtime. The Vikes will move on 20-17. We don't have all the scores, but if all the top seeds win, the Vikings probably heading to Morningside in Sioux City next Saturday, but we'll have to wait. and find out. But the Vikes are now 9-2, and boy, for this team, a young team, make it this far in the playoffs, it's been quite a tribute to them, and the Vikes will move on. Looks like Bruce Reyes and Toa Hogan and Dan Morrow. Why not give an extra award to Dan Morrow? So Bruce Reyes struggled some, but I'll tell you, a couple drives late in the game, Bruce brought him back. Toa Hogan had a heck of a game for the Vikings defensively. And how can you leave Dan Morrow out when he kicked the tying and the game-winning field goals? And let's see if we can go down to Joe if we can for just a moment to maybe talk to those young men just a little bit. I think Joe's going to talk to the coach first, and then he's going to want to talk to all of the players of the game too. So let's take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, we should have the coach and our players of the game.
Most of the time it starts out small.
To 17, the final. The Vikings win it. And I'll tell you what, give the Red Raiders of Northwestern Iowa one heck of a lot of credit. They tied for first in their conference with Morningside. And I'll tell you what, this is a good ball club, top defense, and they were battling all the way. Bruce Reyes was named the offensive player of the game. Bruce struggled some in the first half, but in the second half, he led a couple of big-time drives downfield, and his run on a bad snap in overtime got the Vikes to the 1-yard line, and so he is our offensive player of the game. Toa Hogan was just incredible all over the field today. Toa was named the defensive player, and of course Dan Morrow. You have to put Dan in there as well, as for the second week in a row, he kicks the game-winning field goal. Now last week at Baker there was still some time, but today his short field goal tied the game into the win, and then this one won it for the Vikings, 35 yards out. Interesting by the Red Raiders, however, is that they, on 4th down and 1, went for it instead of trying a field goal that would have put them in the lead in the second overtime. I guess they just didn't have that much confidence in their kicker because they went for it, and the incomplete pass, then all the Vikes had to do was get the field goal, and they got it, and they won this game. So where are we going? We'll find out tomorrow. If all the top seeds win, in all likelihood, the Vikings will be in Sioux City to take on Morningside next week. That's if all the top seeds win. If one of the top 4 loses, the Vikings will probably be right back here on Saturday. So we'll have to wait and see. But it sounds like a couple of the top teams are already on their ways to wins. Let's go down to the field. Joe All has Coach Paul Trott.
Okay, and Ken, when we get done, I want to talk to the 3 players of the game. We'll talk to Coach Troth first. I want to catch them, but right now, Coach Paul Troth. Coach, exciting one last week, even more exciting this week, maybe.
Yeah, you know, you're playing good teams, obviously, at this point, and hats off to Northwest. It was a hard-fought game, and did just enough to win. So, you know, happy to still be playing, and I thought our kids really stayed in there and hung in there.
Your defense, we've said this many times, but they played well all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. They, you know, we've counted on them, relied on them for a long time. We're going to play good defense, and you know, we felt like that we left a lot of points on the field in the first half, missed some open receivers, and just couldn't get things going. But you know, we did just enough, and again, just real proud of our kids hanging in there. And you know, how about Dan Morrow getting 2 weeks in a row now, getting the game-winning kick?
He's made a big difference with you this year, hasn't he?
Well, he's healthy this year. That's a big thing. He got hurt last year, and we had to sit out the last half of the season. So he's been healthy this year, and obviously kicking pretty well.
You know, your offense a little sluggish most of the game, but when the game was on the line down the stretch, they put some pretty good drives together.
Yeah, we did much better certainly there at the end. Like to add a little bit more early on, but you know, like I said, is
we were playing the #1 defense in the country, and we knew it was going to be tough, that we were going to have to try to hit that play and get some momentum, and finally we're able to do that just enough.
Well, you live to play another day, back in the quarterfinals again next week.
Yeah, I'm happy about that, happy for our kids, especially our seniors, and we're going to get another week of practice.
Coach, congratulations. Good job. We'll see you next week somewhere.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. And Joe's going to try to get a couple of the players over here, Toa Hogan, Bruce Reyes, and hopefully you can find Dan Morrow as well, who kicked that winning field goal. But let's go down. You have Toa with you,
Ken,
Joe.
if you got a minute, want to talk to the players of the game. 3 players of the game: Toa Hogan, Bruce Reyes, and Dan Morrow. Toa, you played a good game on defense. You did a good job in pass coverage. Also put pressure on the quarterback. I thought it was your best game of the year.
Yeah, it definitely was, but just shouts go out to the defense. We just kept playing as a unit. Through all the turnovers, we just kept playing, big goal line stands, and it's really the defense victory altogether.
You guys had your backs against the wall, and you hung in there the whole game, didn't you?
Yeah, we said whatever happens, we're just going to pin our ears back and just keep going until the end. They wasn't going to take nothing from us, and we wasn't going to give them anything.
Hey, let's come back and get another one next week. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Toa. Ken, I'm going to try to get Bruce Reyes and Dan Morrow if I can.
All right, we're looking for making Joe work this afternoon. He's going after Bruce Reyes, and we'll see if we can find Dan Morrow as well.
Dan, Bruce is talking to somebody. I'll try. Here's Dan.
Yep.
Got Dan Morrow. Mr. Hero. All right, Dan Morrow, Mr. Hero. Dan, 2 weeks in a row, you kick a big 33-yard field goal last week to beat Baker, a 35-yard field goal in overtime. Did you feel any pressure during that time, or were you cool as a cucumber?
Well, yeah, cool as a cucumber. You could say that. I got all the confidence to make any kick anywhere on any field, and then my teammates too. They're on my back. They got me, So I'm just thankful for the opportunity of the coach and Coach Rave and everybody that's helped me to get this far in this point in my life and keep kicking. It's just a true blessing. I'm just blessed to be here right now.
We've talked in the booth all year long, not just your field goals and extra points. You've done a good job putting kickoffs into the end zone. That's been big for the defense, too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 3 phases in a football game. You got your offense, your defense, and your special teams. And for the kickers and punters, we try to do our best to help out the defense, and touchbacks just to get them no returns and always to the 25. That's a long drive to go 75 yards for any college football team, So I do my best to try to help out my team.
Great to have you healthy again. You've made a big difference this year for the Vikings. Congratulations on your 2nd straight game-winning field goal. Let's go get another one next week. Sir. What do you say?
Let's do it. We got to keep going 1-0, 1-0, and that's it.
Great job, Dan. Thanks again.
I appreciate it.
All right. Dan. Joe's going to go try to get Bruce Reyes for just a moment, if we can get him away from Chris Allen. Chris with the Marshall Democrat. Look at our Joe All. He says, I'm butting right in here. Joe, go ahead.
Ken, we're going to talk down. We're going to talk to Bruce Reyes. He's talking to somebody else right now. If you got time to wait we can talk to him. All right, we'll catch him here in just a minute.
Yeah, not a problem. While we do that, we can take a look at a couple of the stats. 20-17, that's the main stat. That is the #1 statistic that mattered in this ball game. That was the #1 stat. But let's take a look at a couple of the others that we might have for you. Before we do that, though, we do have Bruce Reyes with Joe Wall.
Okay, we've talked to Toa Hogan. We've talked to Dan Morrow, 2 of the 3 players of the game. Now the quarterback, Bruce Reyes. And Bruce, I tell you, the offense, you guys had a little trouble getting it going today, but down the stretch, when you all had to make plays, you put 2 or 3 good drives together and pulled it out.
Yeah, we did. That defense is unreal. We've never seen a defense like that. Their coverage-wise, they caught us a couple of times. I had a misread on the interception. The corner made a great play, but these last couple of drives, they were on point offensively. I made better decisions. Tried not to turn the ball over, and so we didn't. I had that scramble. It was just a reaction. I don't know how that happened, but I just wanted the first down. I just wanted 1 more down.
That might have been one of, if not the play of the game. You had, I think, 3rd down. You had to convert. You run it 11 yards to set up that first touchdown. Threw some good passes at the end, too.
Yeah, we decided to go back to just the basics. We went back to our basic routes, went back to the basic run plays, and the basic stuff worked. We didn't try to do anything more than just what we've been doing this whole season.
I think we've talked about the Vikings winning 4 conference championships. I would think you're probably the only quarterback to start 4 years on a conference championship team in the Heart of America. That's got to mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it does mean a lot. I mean, I can't take full credit for it. I'm just a starting quarterback. There's 10 other people on the offensive side, 11 other people on the defensive side, and our defense the past 4 years has been amazing. I love playing with this defense. You can't get any better than what we have here.
Well, good job. Looking forward to seeing you play again next week, Bruce.
Thank you.
Okay, Ken, back up to you.
Great job, Joe All, as we have the players of the game and also the coach, and it's a double overtime win for the Vikes, 20-17. A couple of stats, and then we're going to wrap things up here. Look at this. The Vikings came away now with a game with 321 yards of offense. That's about 70 yards more than given up by this Northwest Iowa club throughout the year. And the Vikes held them to 292. I say held them to that. They had 140 or so in the first half. But the statistic that matters on the scoreboard, 20-17, a Dan Morrow field goal in the second overtime gives the Vikings the win. We don't know where we're going. We'll find out tomorrow and let you know, but we know the game will be on KMMO next Saturday, probably from Sioux City, Iowa, but we'll let you know as soon as we find out. Joe will let you know on his Sports of All Sorts show tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on KMMO. For Joe All, I'm Ken Quiava, for Chaz Maddie, for Tyrone Ritter, Janelle Garcia, everybody that helped today. The Vikes win it 20-17. So long from Marshall.